Welcome to the newly reinvented Pass the Mic podcast. And this is your boy Chase the Dark Sage.
Fuck him, nigga.
Oh my god.
Hey, I thought Cuz was gonna say fresh cap. He said fresh cap in a minute.
It's your host, Chase the Dark Sage.
Oh, it's Tevin.
Oh my god.
I hate this nigga.
You see that shit? Yeah. I kind of want to be in the
Big Diesel.
Oh my god.
Nigga, you want like fucking, what's that? This nigga unleaded.
Wait, like 87 or 89 though?
Nah, 87.
Damn.
Like, that shit got some clean.
87 impressed.
Right, corn oil doused.
Introduce yourself, my boy.
Mr. Taylor.
Nigga sound like a Houston rapper. Mr. Taylor.
You know what? I just gotta roll with that one. Mr.
Mr.
Taylor. You got any social medias you want people to follow out there?
Real quick, before we start, I just want to point out this nigga Joseph wearing fucking
Eastside sandals. Yes.
Whoa!
Hey, Teenage Mutant Turtle feet ass nigga. Explain yourself, nigga.
Now, this is the history of where you come from, man. You gotta rep your roots.
Hold on.
Thong sandals.
Before you
Thong
explain why you wearing a hoodie with sandals. Nigga, are you cold or not?
Hey,
First nigga I know.
this is all about what is efficient and what is just convenient in your wardrobe. That's all.
Hey,
That's all you go with. We'll be doing that on the daily, man.
I feel you, bro.
Like, Kevin be wearing booty shorts with his.
Hey, nigga, you know it.
Oh, no
Sometimes you
problem
gotta
with
let
that.
the breeze go.
Yo, he lost the bet. He lost the bet.
Hey, this is a whole new episode. This is a new improved Ted.
Realize your masculine pride is on the line here.
Improved, bro.
Nigga said for the
more food.
Hey, what you talking
Oh,
God.
that's a red flag. Yep.
Kevin got a baby on the way.
Mm.
But he got a baby on the get.
Oh, fuck God, bro. Hold up, bro. I had a thought, bro. I was like, yo.
Hey, shout out to Kevin Jr.
Hey, shout out to that
His
nigga.
name Jorge.
Hey, Jorge Tevin, Jorge Thomas. You know what I mean? That sounds
That is
nasty.
nasty.
That's nasty as fuck. Hey, is that nigga Dominican
That's
or
nasty.
Puerto Rican? What is this nigga, bro?
Hey, bro, get that nigga with Jerry curl. He can pretend he's alive.
I'm saying, man.
Or he might pretend that he's Robertson. Beige.
Oh my god.
No, but bro, I was thinking, bro, since like a lot of like the gay stuff been happening, like LGBT shit.
On this podcast as well.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, bro, like how would I react?
$5 bet is in effect.
All right,
Wait,
cool.
right now?
Hey, no gay shit, everybody. Are you gonna pay $5?
You can get in your bag if you need to, bro.
No.
The rest of us.
This boy don't like gays. Look, he started shaking his head. No, I
He's
didn't.
down with that, man.
Wait, why aren't you down with it?
You're not down with it.
Okay, you got to keep in mind, they
Yeah,
may
I-
say that you're born with it, that it's, within humans to do it, and that's a part of science and such. But if that's really true, then let's just keep it simple here. I mean, why else would you come in with a penis or a vagina if you really not meant to be what you are? I mean,
Damn, bro. Alex not gonna like that.
I mean, this is stuff you got to address at an early age, and that's when it starts getting questioned. And when the fact that that's neglected is where you have people becoming confused, and I'd say just running rampant.
Yeah.
So do you believe in gender roles?
Oh yeah, that is an unspoken and actually big part when it comes to relationships as well. You just gotta feel like that's somewhat like puberty, really. You feel yourself changing, and when you're going in the flow with
myself a lot during puberty.
that. Oh,
Hey, I got a quick question.
your 5 girlfriends. I see you go.
So what does the Q stand for?
Queer.
So what's the difference between gay and the Q?
Queer means they don't know what they are yet. Something like that.
That's
like
what
they
that
know
is?
they know they not straight. They don't know if they like in the first.
That's why we just gonna call them the alphabet people.
But yeah, Chase. Hey, you want to tell them? You want to tell them? You want to tell them what you
Queer
signify in the
queer means,
LGBTQIA?
Strange, odd, or of a person, homosexual.
Yeah, like they just know. They just know they gay. They don't know if they're like bisexual or just gay.
Wow.
So so it's kind of like gay limbo. Were they in the
Except,
middle?
yeah, I mean, except when you getting down in that, it's a little different than the limbo.
If you like a nigga,
Chase, are you not a part of the LGBTQIA, bro?
Right.
Oh yes,
Right.
UIAA?
yes. I am the A for ally. You know what I'm saying? I do identify myself as the A. You know what I'm saying?
Like, with all jokes aside, bro, like, I like to joke about this
I'm the
stuff.
N, nigga.
But, like, you know what I mean? I be like,
What? I'm the N.
what you mean, the
Not
nigga?
associated.
Negro. Oh.
He said, no, he's an N/A at the end. Not available.
But no, when I was, you know, I know my boy Joseph is a little religious, right? Just not like religious, but
Are you
know,
religious or
Okay.
spiritual?
You spiritual.
Right. So I would ask you when you ask the question, what's the difference?
No, so, all right. That's why I asked him that. No, you got that from me.
It's over dogma.
Oh no.
But
As of
dogmatry,
now.
what's the difference?
I'm saying let me get the mic. Go ahead. The difference between religion and spirituality to me is like religion is all that other bullshit that comes with it, like going to church, offering, hating gay people. That's not all, whatever. Oh, praying 5 times a day like that boy do so. Even though I don't know if he actually be praying.
No.
He wouldn't.
He
let them
disappeared the
send
same
him to
amount
lunch
as
early
you-
today because he said, "Well, I gotta pray at 6."
No, he said 7. Boy, go to lunch at 6:30.
Yeah, this nigga.
Guess what? The one time we all went to lunch at the same time,
We'll get into
we saw
that
walking in the
later,
Five
but-
Guys. You prayed in the Five Guys with the guys, bro?
Yeah, to
Ooh,
me,
come on, man. He was getting bacon on that burger. I know he was.
to me, religion,
Ooh-wee.
like spirituality, is like you in touch with like. You know that there's shit outside of yourself. Like people who are into like fucking
Okay, come on.
niggas who just think God is real. Niggas who think, like spirits exist.
Okay.
No comment.
He said, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
go
was
ahead,
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
damn, nigga.
Come on, come on.
So, is anyone here like religious or spiritual?
No, we'll
What's-
get into it later.
We'll get into it.
I'm gonna
Keep
see
breaking
what
it
if
down.
Joseph agreed. Yeah, like to read. Yeah, religion is the dogma shit. So like
Okay.
Muslims and Christians don't eat pork, or not Christians. Muslim and Jews, they don't eat pork. They're separated. Blah blah blah. All the hair stuff they be doing. You got to kill the animal a certain
Don't cut
way.
the foreskin off your cock.
Nah, they do. Remember, they be
Right.
sucking
No.
baby dick.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, what?
Hey, let me
You-
get
you
into this
talk
real
about
quick. 'Cause I think we talked about this before.
Satanism,
But I'm
yeah.
just saying, bro, when the niggas in the synagogues fucking used to cut the baby, I think they don't do it anymore, but they will fucking suck the blood out. So these niggas was putting baby penis in their mouth in front of that baby family. Explain that, bro.
Okay, I don't know where your sources at on that one, but it all depends on where your intentions are in an action.
I know what his intentions were when
Okay.
he did that.
Not with how it
Hold on, what are you talking about?
I thought you said you was going to circumcise your kid yourself.
I'm just trying, bro. I'm just trying to.
You're just trying. You didn't say no.
Protect your kid.
What it have anything to do with me circumcising my kid?
You
Like
just
that's
said
not
that.
even gay.
What? Who said it was gay?
You making it seem gay.
Because he said you got to suck the blood out.
Oh, I'm not gonna suck the. You don't have to suck the blood out the kid. Dick.
Do you want him to get an infection, bro?
No.
That's why there's wipes.
Y'all know that's fake, right?
No, that's real.
Okay, if you get bit by a snake.
No, I mean, sucking the poison out, yes.
Yeah.
Nah, they not sucking that poison.
No, you remember that joke about dude get bit in the dick by a snake?
Ah, shoot. Yeah, I know about that.
Look at his homeboy.
Alright, so this nigga was at a beach, right?
Okay.
And he was naked. And,
Steve Ray joint?
no, I'm talking about the hat joke.
Oh,
Alright, so this nigga was naked at the beach, right? And he had a hat over his meat. And so this lady walked by and she was like, if you was a gentleman, you would lift your hat. And he said, bitch, if you wasn't so ugly, it would lift itself.
Oh, man.
Fire.
Get back to your talk. Well, my bad. I keep interrupting.
My bad, bro. Get into your things. Back to Joseph.
Back on the main subject here. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, you were hitting it right on, man, with that. It's more, okay, I would relate it to, the phrase, like, you would say, oh, man, like, I just thought about that. Or like, oh, I had a feeling, that was going to happen.
Oh,
Or,
like deja vu type shit.
okay, stuff like that. And what that has many names, intuition, voice of God, and such. And God is a very general term, mind you. Like,
Right.
yeah, it depends on what you're talking about too. You got to go into detail on that. I'll relate that into the relationship that you have with that intuition and bringing you back to source, right? That
What is sourcing?
the source.
This
Yeah,
is
I'm,
talk.
right.
What are
And
you saying?
what is? Yeah. So
Yeah,
what?
yeah. So what is source to you?
Okay. What?
Okay.
Okay, so source would be the one and only God. You know what I'm saying? As the Hebrews would say, Yeshua,
What that
as they
mean?
say, and or Elohim, right? When you break it down, So of course, like I'm the omnipotent.
So do you be like studying the ancient Kemet and shit like that?
I'd say more of the scriptures of the ancients. You
So do
know,
you know,
you
like-
want to go Latin, which is Hebrew, more
Right.
Hebrew
So you
based.
like you know the story of like what's his name, Hebrew and all that, like the Egyptian shit. It's
Okay.
like what they have. If you look at the story of Hebrew, he's basically Jesus. It's like it talks about. It,
So
it
you
says
talking about
that's the Egyptians.
Osiris is where they, and Mithras is where a lot of people think that the Jews got the whole. Jesus.
Yeah, but they got
Or not
the
the
He-
Jews, but
it's-
the Christian.
Yeah,
Got
but
the
you ever
Jesus.
heard the Hebrew story, the Egyptian shit, like the shit on the wall about the 7 disciples?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
what
that
was
nigga. I can't think of his name. He breaks this shit down all the time. He always talk about the ancient Kemet and shit. But I wanted to like go. All right, when you was talking about like we had this discussion before, like you was talking about like religion and being like when you're younger, like you're closer to God, you're at your purity or whatever. You were saying how you had like a power or type of shit.
Yeah.
This is why I always
Yeah,
wanted you to,
right.
like, really-
Okay, so there's been, I don't know if you guys have had this before as well, but yeah, you ever heard of astral projection?
Talking about like when you sleep and you push
Yes.
yourself out
See,
your body.
see,
Yes,
me, I was
yes,
thinking he was when he was talking about the sleeping shit. I'm like, you talking about like sleep paralysis or whatever, something like that. That's what I thought he was talking about.
No, see,
He was like, no, it was different.
right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but I never
Yeah, some
heard.
Dr.
I
Strange
didn't know
stuff.
I never heard that before.
Right. And so, it feels like you're sinking, but when you go focus your awareness back to the body, you're not sinking at all. It's just you're actually being lifted up, man, the soul of you.
So I'm
If
saying,
if
have
you will.
y'all ever experienced some shit like that?
Yeah.
No, you
Wait,
have.
like, so wait, are you saying like you can control it? Like you was able to,
And
and you could like walk around in your room while your body lays down.
Oh yeah, no.
I heard some people do that to get rest or something like that, but to still be active.
Right.
That's
Okay.
all I
Yeah,
heard.
I have heard of something like that too. But when I was younger, I wouldn't be able to control it, and it really just happens automatically to the point where I'll be scared to go to sleep.
See, I want to say it's possible, but it's like me. I close my eyes and I can just imagine me walking around my room because I know my room well. But I'm not
Okay.
able to actually go through something and see what's actually physically happening at the time.
Right.
But I just
Right.
feel like I could project it through my thoughts. Like I can
Okay.
see it, but I can't actually do it.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I
You
don't
have
know,
to have.
I know. I don't know. It's just like some shit that like this nigga be telling me. And
I
we
thought you were
talking
talking about like the out of body experience.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
what I
that's
said.
exactly
I
it.
had
Exactly.
that.
What do y'all define as an out of body experience exactly?
I'll tell my story real quick.
That's
for
great.
what it means to me.
All right.
a
So
good
I was
question.
getting surgery when I was like 15.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is actual out of body or maybe it was like a dream I had, but I'm pretty sure that I remember like during the surgery, like I was above myself watching these niggas like open my chest up.
Right.
And so, I wasn't even scared. I was just like, nigga, my chest is open. And I could like see inside. And from like shit I've seen of like surgeries and shit, it looked real. So I think it was a real one because when I woke up, I remember like I felt all my shit where they like worked on me at, and it was there. So I don't know if maybe it was a dream, but it felt like I was watching these niggas like poke around in my chest.
Let me see. I had like my shit. Like I ain't never had it, but I'm saying how it's like a different point of view. Like I used to be a running back, and like when you ran the ball, you're like you first person. But when I think about the shit, like I'm looking at it as
From
like
a third person?
another view. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Well,
saying
bird's
like
eye view, bird's
yeah,
eye
like
view.
yeah. So it's like that's how I be seeing shit. Like how it'll look because you seen different shit.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I don't. Sometimes I'll be like,
I never
why do I?
thought about
See,
this,
yeah,
but I
that's
think you're right. When I remember a lot of the stuff
Yeah,
I
you-
remember from like watching myself.
right. It's fucking weird, bro. I never understood that shit. I don't know. It's just something that made me.
And
think
Chase,
about
what
that
was your question before?
What was an out of body? What do y'all define as an out of
Yeah, he
body
did his,
experience?
Right, and so just to sum it up, it's where your awareness is in both places,
Like you can
both
see
in
different-
and while out. That's what it is.
So
What you
in
mean
the body,
wild out,
wall,
nigga?
out the
Like, you
body.
got a little creepy without. I don't know, bro. Then me and him, we was talking about like religion and shit, and he was talking about like fucking ghosts and like. I was like,
Wait, so does
the only
like
time I really heard of the only time I really like heard of like an out of body experience. I haven't had one personally.
you talking about
I
your
don't
father,
think
your dad's.
not with my dad,
Like, that
but nah, it was just about like the. It's like something I watched on YouTube about like some warlock shit. It's like some evil shit. You know what I mean? That's like when I heard about it. Like
shit-
it's like some people would like go. This dude was like saying he would go curse like people that's in like in infirmaries.
Oh,
and
bro, I
shit.
think you was telling me about that shit. You like,
Yeah.
bro, this nigga Shaq out of nowhere be like, I'm not listening to Uzi, bro. I can't listen to that song no more.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he'll watch some shit on YouTube that'll spook.
Nah, but
It'll spook that nigga out, bro.
oh no, cause his name. It's basically if you say it fast, it's Lucifer.
And
Shit like
he
that.
does it on the song 444 plus 222.
He said it.
What's yeah, things is Lucifer, and it sounds like Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer.
Oh,
I'm pretty
fuck
sure
it.
you're saying Lil
I
Uzi, but
think
real
he's doing
fast.
that as a joke. But
I think he is too.
I think you could also, if you're not careful, you could try and do some shit as a joke and get a genuine reaction.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, if you want to go that far, he is doing like this, and he has the devil horns on his album cover.
Yeah, what's your take on like?
What do you think about, like, you think demons are how we think they are? Are they something else? Are they inherently bad, like, you know, what the Bible and Quran and stuff say? Or are they, like, maybe just ethereal beings, you think? Because I've heard people who said, real quick, they just say, like my dad believes this. He thinks that aliens was just demons trying to trick people. And I used to believe when I was younger because I read this book about it, and it was like saying that he thought they was just demons projecting or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, what's your policy on demons? Like, do you think demons are real? Do you think there's something else that we just misunderstood, or?
They're definitely real.
Okay.
And yeah, because I've had my personal experiences too, but everyone has it just in different forms though, and that would stand back to the question on defining evil, and I'd say that would be the opposite of truth. And you know, the truth is already within you, because think about it, we have to be taught to lie.
Right.
So when it comes to identifying that evil, it would be, you know, deception, you know, in using manipulative ways in order to where you're what's called like desires of the flesh, right? Like using, because it looks and sounds good, then maybe that's just the right
basically,
way, you know?
so like
Right, yeah.
So basically, like the people around you, like you, whatever you can see, like to anybody, I feel like let's say Chase can be like an evil person to me, or like in his perspective for me can be evil. No, like either way it go, like you know what I mean? Like just the people around you can see him as evil, good, this and that. Like all that shit is just from like what your perspective of like what you see.
So
around.
like how Colin thinks he's the good guy, but we
yeah,
don't see him
but
as the
really,
bad guy?
yeah, but we gonna see him as the bad guy. But like I was breaking down with like, okay, he been in our position before. These people, they been just normal associates, and they go to manager, but then they got this higher up when they up above somebody, so they have to be addicted to this person, even though they've been at that level before. So you gonna look bad at him. He got a bad guy of him. It's just like different levels of the shit.
Wait, bro, let him finish talking about.
What? No, I was just saying. I was just trying to see. That's what he meant. Like
you saying evil and something.
Okay, so
like he was talking about like the
evil and truth. Yeah.
right, and to identifying, you know, the nature of demons and such. And that's why I highlighted that. But what were you saying? What was
No, I mean, like from the demon, I'm saying, is it like what's around you, or is it like a monster looking demon? Like that's what I'm saying.
Manifestation, or is it?
Yeah.
Well, how I
More of a
feel,
metaphor,
how I
right?
feel,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
bro. Let me give a take on how I feel about that shit too, bro. Honestly, bro, I feel like it's the everyday sins, kind of.
Right.
Like,
So it's
bro, temptation, lying, all that, bro. That's demons do all that shit. You know what I mean? Even though they not fucking appearing as some fucking big ass monster,
Right on.
but they're still there. Mm-hmm. If you tempting to lie, if you tempting to do something that you know is not
that's
right,
how I'm looking at it. Yeah.
that's a form.
That was your take.
Yeah, like
That's
different
how I
metaphors
feel
of
about
like
it.
life and shit.
I
It's
don't
just
feel like it's gotta be. I know there's like some fucking entities out there and shit, but I don't feel like that's how they get at you all the time, bro. Like
Yeah.
they can get at you like in a way that's not gonna be like super like fucking straightforward. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like something that
Subtle.
can corrupt you in some way.
Mm-hmm.
then I'm trying to think like was it Kid Cudi, but it was some rapper that was just like the world, heaven and hell is just what you make it. Like I always used to, look when I heard that lyric, I'm thinking Cudi said that shit. So I just looked at like, okay, me being on Earth, right? Me before I was on Earth, it was just blank, a canvas, nothing, history, everything just went
That theory
of just like
that you are the arbiter of the world, and it that things didn't start until you started. I like that theory.
Yeah.
I don't think it's real, but it's an interesting one to think about.
yeah, and it, okay. okay, bam, you're here, right? But like this life we live can be your heaven or your hell. It depends on how you live it.
Right.
Like I feel like, okay, I don't know, when I look at stuff, I don't want to just downplay like, oh, when you die, you don't go to heaven, you don't go to hell. I just feel like when you die, people around you and all your loved ones, you know, you got people that's gonna be like, damn, that's bad, but it's like, okay, he was fucking the life you live, like being in jail, just doing bad shit, just fucking up, just doing wrong to people. To me, you lived in hell. You was like, cause that hell is like the bad shit. It's not the good.
Okay.
So it's like you being a good person, you being right by other people, you knowing what's right from wrong, just living your life as you know, as right as you can.
Right.
And it's just like, to me, that's like your heaven, your good. Like I don't know, that's just how I looked at it. Like it's just what you make it like what your life is, instead of like a really a literal place. I don't know. I just never.
Right. I see what you're talking about.
Thought it can be like a real place you just go into. I don't know.
Right.
It could be. I'm not gonna dismount it because I don't want to die and go up there and God like, yeah, nigga, it's a heaven, bro. And I'm like, oh shit, my bad, bro. You know what I mean?
He gonna boot you out.
Oh shoot.
Like he doesn't even remember your sins.
Yeah. So
I don't even think we're
That's
see, when I hear
That's
stuff
that
like
modern
that, like, how do
day.
we know God doesn't know that?
That's-
How do we know that's true?
okay. So how will we know? That's why I base it on the scriptures, and scriptures have been going on what, even before 33 A.D. I'm talking about.
Because
So
I remember me and you, we talked about like, I don't know if I compared it to, but we talked about how
and
I
a
always
book
tell
is
you,
younger than the scripture.
and I'll tell
Where do
you
they
about
get
how
the
like you,
scriptures? Yeah. Okay. Come on.
and then you brought up like, remember we were talking about NASA and shit, and I asked, what's the question you had me to ask him about the sun and the
And NASA how
and
it was
how it has
cold
cold or whatever. And he was like, you believe that shit? Like with NASA, just period. He was just
Right.
like, they lie. And I was like, okay, you believe that book you read?
Wait, hold up. Do
'Cause
you
they
believe in
lie, like-
dinosaurs?
No, actually, I think a lot of what is taught in textbooks and such, and it could just be because whoever is the victor in history tells history, right?
Yeah.
And
Not
so
necessarily.
Yeah, but
America,
look-
America lost what's the name, Vietnam War. We
Yeah.
still told that.
I know, but we was here to see it.
Yeah,
Right.
in our history
Yeah.
books,
They talk about it.
they try to relativize it different. They be like, well, we wanted to stop communism. Like, nah, nigga, we just wanted to get into war to stop. It was less about stopping communism from taking over and more about
Their
taking these
agenda.
niggas over and being like, stop being
Exactly.
communists. You belong to us now. We gonna take your
Sheesh.
natural resources and shit.
So
Exactly.
Debo,
I want to speak to the point you just said, because some people they might I do believe in dinosaurs, but some people they might call you a crackpot for like believing that. But the same textbook that tells me dinosaurs is real and millions of years old is the same textbook that fucking tell me shit. I had something I forgot.
go ahead, let it
was it
flow.
relating to slavery?
Huh?
Relating to slavery or the like?
Oh
the-
yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, the same textbook that tell me that is the same textbook that teaches us all this fucking psycho bullshit shit about like socialism.
Right.
Like I'm not saying socialism is correct, but the way it was represented to us in school is definitely wrong. Like y'all remember they used to tell y'all shit like socialism is if you don't feel like going to work and the other nigga next to you does, y'all still gonna get the same amount of money. Like nigga, that's
Yeah.
not how socialism works. Like these niggas, it was more of them just misrepresenting it to us to make it sound wrong, so we wouldn't like it, rather than giving us what socialism actually is, and then maybe we'll reject it, maybe we won't.
Hey, did y'all ever
Okay.
have any textbooks like in a school that said like Jesus Christ was like a real person?
They'd briefly
that was
mention
smart.
that. Briefly.
Like in the actual U.S. history? I mean,
I
not
don't
U.S.
recall,
history,
because I
like
don't
a
think-
history textbook.
Okay, no.
Because I think in our school they couldn't bring anything about. Like,
No, but see, that's the
religion
thing. In our history, I forgot which history class it was. It was when I was in high school, early high school, and they brought up Jesus Christ like as a real person, but it didn't bring up like him walking on water and things like that. They brought up he was like an actual real person.
He is a historical figure. Like they've been able to prove that a nigga named, not Jesus, because I don't think Jesus is not a Jewish word, right? It's something else that he was named.
Yeshua.
Yeah, wouldn't it be closer to Joseph? They said or something like that.
Why so?
I've heard that. My dad said that because those letters didn't exist in like Aramaic or something, that Jesus couldn't actually been his name. And
Okay.
it was closer to like Joseph or like Josiah or something than
Oh, and
Jesus. And we just we represented that because we're our language is.
Yeah, some letter
Okay.
wasn't even fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it was the letter like J or
Yeah,
something
it wasn't
didn't
even
exist.
it wasn't even.
Because the
Yeah.
J's are pronounced as Yah,
Yeah, it wasn't even.
the
My
Y.
grandpa-
Oh, wait,
With
and then
Y.
they called them like Yahweh or something like that. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
like
that
my
stuff.
grandpa used to break that stuff down to me. 'Cause,
Yeah, my
like,
dad got he got like a theology degree, so I know a little bit, but not as much.
my grandpa, like that, he was just very like, like I don't know, he was just all over the place with shit. But plus, he was Muslim.
Yeah, like I was saying, he's like in historical record. There was a nigga named, whatever the Aramaic version of Jesus. I'm pretty sure it's something like Joseph, I think. But there was a nigga named that who ran around from like, around like the 5 AD to whenever. I don't think they said when he died, but in the 30 ADs, which is when Jesus is like he was in his 30s and he got killed and stuff. There was a nigga named Jesus in it was called Judea at the time, but he was
Okay,
like,
come
he was
on.
a nigga
Right.
named- and he was a carpenter and shit.
It's Joseph, Jesus with the Jesus sandals, and his name is Joseph.
Hey, wait, is he trying to bring us to the way?
Oh my god,
The Yahweh?
Jesus wear Nike,
Yo,
nigga.
wait.
What the? Oh my god. But no, I had a point that what we was on at first, but about no,
Yeah,
but then
we
we about
skipping around.
we was talking about like he was talking about history,
Things we
about
believe
like,
in.
written and whatever.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And I was like, okay, you have that type of thought. Sometimes that can they like steer you the wrong way with like not believing anything, like.
I have been at that point before to where, I didn't know what to believe.
Right.
That's what
What led you to there though?
Right. Okay. So it's mainly trying everything out where's the consistency in it. Although when you're doing that could very easily go into majority rules type of logic. So to avoid that, you got to identify, okay, what are the intentions of these people? What are they really coming from? Are they really trying out the avenues, the wheres and the whats and the whys? This is like the 5 W's, like elementary stuff, simple stuff.
They're trying to push, giving you this.
Right. And what are the emotions behind their narrative, right?
Yeah.
Behind their intentions too, because if it's confounded in something that is a spiteful, right? They trying to be spiteful, or they operating from trauma,
Right.
then that's gonna be something that's biased. It's gonna be something that's not in detail.
Right.
That's not to the fullest.
It ain't gonna show no
I also I don't know if this happened to you when you first got into like looking at conspiracies and stuff. In that I don't want to call it conspiracies because
Come
that
on.
kind of has a negative connotation. Yeah, like people
Right.
try to make conspiracy people look like they crazy. But I know when I first got into conspiracies, at first everything that like was public knowledge and publicly accepted, I rejected it. I was like, okay, this shit is all wrong. Now that I've been in conspiracies for a few years now, and done more research and stuff. Yeah, you get more of you're able to look at things that most people believe and be like, all right, well that might be true. Whereas when I first started, I was like, because I learned like, when I first got into conspiracies, I researched the cocaine thing.
Okay.
Bringing like once I figured out that shit was true, I was like, all right, these niggas lied about everything. Yeah, about him, fucking Ronald Reagan, the nigga from American Made, the pilot that they killed him. Yeah, his name was Barry something, I think. Barry Seals, I think. Yeah, they killed him.
Yeah. Fucking white.
Oh yeah, hold on, real quick. Let me.
What about the whistleblower that?
Hold on, bro. Let me tell. All right, Chase. So this nigga who used to fly cocaine for the U.S. The government into like Colombia and shit and bring it back and stuff. This nigga killed himself, right? Right.
Is that what they told?
Hold on,
okay.
right? He killed himself.
Okay.
And somehow he shot himself in the head 2 times.
What?
So this nigga shot himself in the head, missed, and he was like, all right, damn, but better shoot myself again. And in a way that is not a fucking constant with like a nigga putting a gun to his mouth. It was more like a nigga who wasn't him pointed a gun in his head.
Yeah, it happened twice.
Yeah.
This other writer that did that was
Oh,
exposing
the
everything with
journalist.
the journalist dude that exposed all the stuff with nigger wild. I can't say that shit right, but anyways, yeah, all that shit. They came in, and he was exposing all that shit, and he ended up getting shot in the head twice.
Yeah.
How do you fucking shoot yourself?
They ruined
Yeah.
his reputation first.
Yeah, then they killed him, bro.
See, that was how they did. They
Him and
ruined
Rick
his
Ross
reputation
became partners.
That way, because when his reputation was ruined,
Yeah.
Discredit.
then he could kill himself.
He
He
hit-
would be like, oh, he was depressed.
Yeah, he helped Freeway Ricky Ross. He gave Freeway Ricky Ross gave him some intel about stuff that's going on. He gave him intel, and then once he helped him with his case, that's when I think months later, that's when he got killed because he was for to expose it all on that news. He was already exposing shit. Then they killed him, and then they say he committed
Damn.
suicide.
Yeah, I dragged this way off top, but I just Was it like that for you when you first got into like looking at the world in a different way?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then plus, I used to tell him how you would feel alone, cause like niggas, you could say some shit.
Yes.
Yo, you could say some shit. They like, bro, shut the fuck up. You be like, bro, no, like really look into this
like
shit.
You in a fucking brick wall room.
Yeah, it sucks.
Exactly.
Fucking climate change to my parents, and they like it'll be cold and they'll be like, what about climate change? Yeah. And I'm like, nigga, that's not how this shit works. But yeah, so many people they like dug in, and one of the reasons I think people is like that is because it's like what we was just talking about. When you find out one thing is real, you're like, so is everything fake? And some
Right.
people they're not willing to take that jump into.
Oh yeah. It's
I gotta,
scary.
re-examine the entire world around me to see what was I lied to about. Like some people, I think they're not ready to take that leap, and they would rather just stonewall it.
And it's hard
Right.
for people to like put in like
Especially older people.
they'll just think they'll think of me like, nah, nobody wouldn't really think too much to do this shit. And I'm like, dude, you just don't know. I'm like,
That's naive.
sometimes I could break it down to this. I'm like, yo, what's the littlest shit or the craziest shit y'all lie, like your parents or family members lied to you about? It's shit that you don't even know.
right.
Little family secrets. Nigga, what you think America got mad secrets and different
Woo!
shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I break it down to shit like that. Like it's so much shit they
Yeah.
hide from us. So like you can just
Right.
break it down to a small level as that. Like other like conspiracy, we talk about like what we be talking about like
Come on.
fucking the moon landing and shit.
Come on.
Like this nigga, like, I don't really like. I never really researched it as much, but like the shit he be telling me, I'm like, damn, like that is pretty true. Like you know what I mean?
Talking about the fucking
He talked about
picture of Michael Collins that they fucking faked that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he talked about this.
Yeah, that's the first. When I heard that, I was like, all right. Like, I don't know if I think the moon landing might have been real, but I think they might have found or seen something up there, cause like you know about that radiation shit they be telling us now that like when you that belt around the earth that if you fly
Right.
through it you get sick.
Right.
You know, fucking Buzz Aldrin like 97 years old and that nigga's fucking going strong. Oh yeah, there's a belt around Earth. They say you can't go through it too many times.
Where's it at?
It's like a few miles over our atmosphere. It's like a radiation belt. And that's why we haven't gone back to the moon since 1973.
That sounds okay.
See-
That sounds fishy.
They
Okay,
on some
look.
shit.
See, here, another inconsistency with that is I last heard they didn't have the equipment to go back.
Yeah, but how?
If they had the equipment back then, and we have way better equipment now.
Exactly. See, they hide in some.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. The shit looks iffy, bro. Even fucking what? It was a president that said that shit in the newspaper recently about the moon landing. Not too recent, probably like a year ago. I think it was Bill Clinton.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Talking about niggas on his head then.
Yeah, cause like, bro, like when you become like the president, bro, it's so much shit that they finna tell you, like, hey, bro, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, this, I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, I love to get that information, but I feel like some shit we just gonna never know about.
But what would you do with that information if you were to get it?
I'm gonna be dead before. I'm gonna be dead before.
He's gonna be like, all right, hey, call a press conference, and then he gets assassinated that day. I mean, y'all heard that theory, right? That like
They like Tim and Randy said.
I heard this from like
Oh
a
my
nigga
God.
who's not a scientist, but I was listening to actually Bill Burr podcast,
Hey,
and he was like, y'all ever notice every president who like went against a narrative in some way they tried to kill him?
it's just no.
Oh yes.
Like fucking JFK, fucking RFK. Oh, always buy. That's what he said. Always buy a lone gunman.
Hold up, and one thing about this, they always do the loan because they don't want to make it like they together, like it's a group.
And then
Like,
he's
Yes.
a marginalized person,
Yeah.
person from a marginalized population. You know, a communist, Sirhan, that nigga was fucking from the Middle East. So they made it, this nigga. What did the Middle East have against Robert F. Kennedy when he wanted us like out of there? I'm pretty sure.
so it's like when you saying that, like going against the narrative in the United States, and whoever go against the United States outside of America, like Castro, he ain't the best nigga, but like he wasn't trying to.
lionizing him now, though.
Yeah, I don't idolize Castro at all, but I'm just saying I know what he did. Like he fucked over people in Cuba, killing niggas and shit. But I'm saying he wasn't with like fucking teaming up with American shit, so they made this nigga like they want to take him out. Like, but if you team with them, you they
That's one of
bitch.
the things
It's like
that,
Batista and
what
shit. You know what I
was
mean?
saying about how they
I'll be
control,
damned.
or what Joseph was saying about how they control the narrative. When you look at like the amount of things wrong they did, nigga, Castro is not worse than like any of our last 10 presidents. Like they was fucking killing niggas in 3 different continents. He
Right.
was like he
Right.
fucked over his people a little bit, but fucking Reagan fucked over all the niggas in his country, all the niggas in South America, all the niggas in the Middle East, all the niggas in Russia. And I mean, niggas now are coming around to the fact this nigga was a racist piece of shit. But you know, none of these niggas are better than him.
Man.
One thing, was Trujillo before Castro? It was Who was before Castro? Batista?
Yeah,
Batista, right?
Yeah,
Okay, look, he was with, he used to hang out. He was with the U.S.
Yeah, we don't talk
And but he used
the shit
that nigga was a fucking coon. He was black, mate. Like, all right, this nigga was fucking over all the black Cubans. But when Castro got in there, he was like, all right, you white Cubans finna get this work, and you black motherfuckers. He made it equal, nigga. He fucked them both over. So that's when a lot of the white Cubans don't like that nigga a lot. They be like, cause this nigga treated us like those niggers. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like,
Right.
that nigga survived over 100 fucking. That nigga. No, Castro. Castro.
No, but that's related. That's related.
No,
though.
it's related to it, bro. Just add stuff.
Yes, yeah. Saute it. Come on.
Now keep going, bro. About some of the like.
Okay, so in having that come full circle around, I love how you pointed out that you said you spoke of like racism, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. A lot of oh my God, especially these days, and I'm talking about, let's say, go back 5 years, even 10 years. It's masked. You know, they don't want to put
Covert.
it out. Yeah, they don't want to say it directly, but there is a lot of masked racism, and I can exemplify that by what you see in commercials, what you see in movies, and especially what you see as of what Jesus is supposed to look like and God is supposed to look like, and who are God's chosen people? White people. You know, this white supremacy going on, and that has bled and infected into you name it, every culture. You know, we got black on black, or the Hispanics, and hating black. From my uncle, grew up in those times, and his dad grew up in those times where the segregation was going on, colored only and such like that. Right. You got more hostility from the Hispanics than you would the whites too. It's like when you colored people and trying to just put them even more
I could
separate.
speak to that real fast because through who he was just talking about, that he was mad racist. Like, he fucking tried to exterminate all the Haitians, because Haitians are like 90% black and like barely any whites. Dominicans, it's a little more of a mix.
Right.
But looking at like our what feeds into us, like what is our genetic makeup, it's pretty much the same. Like Dominicans and Haitians, we're not that most of them share like the exact same DNA, but he demonized the Haitians, started killing them.
Right.
And you could say, well, he died in the 60s. So it's not bad, but right now his grandson is running for president. My grandma was telling me, and he's running on like that same campaign. That'd be like, and he has like a decent amount of support. So that would be like if fucking Hitler's son was running for like the premier of Germany, and like niggas was like, well, I mean, he got a point. Like, it's really just showing you that even 50 years later in 2019, that shit still runs. Like right now, our president, I forgot his name, because I don't really go back there that much, but he's trying. They're trying to build a wall between Dominican Republic and Haiti, which are the fucking same place, just to keep the Haitians out. Even though fucking 70% of niggas in Dominican Republic are like Shaq color.
Wow. Yeah.
What, Hispaniola or some shit like that? Yeah. So it's like, bro, I don't know. It's just weird. Colorism is fucked up. Like, it's a lot of
color stroke.
Like in Dominican Republic, they be having like the lighter people on the billboards and shit. Like, they even do that shit in Asia, because there's a lot of dark people.
Right.
The last president before this, he was this light skinned nigga, fucking horrible, but he won fucking 4 terms because he had light skin, he has a little mustache. Niggas was like, ooh, he's cute.
Yeah, and you can go back to Jorge's uncle, Sammy Sosa. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that shit runs. I mean, you could also fucking what's his name? Yeah, Vibes Cartel. Yeah, he did. Nigga went from Shaq to Chase. Yeah, bro. He more like Joseph color now. Like, but yeah, I mean, if we go into colorism, bro, we'll be here all day.
Yeah,
right.
But like you get through that shit. It's like when you were saying about with racism is like white supremacy. It's like once you come to a country or like you fit a I guess what's the word, like rule a person, you make God image as yourself as the ruler.
Exactly.
So they make God white. So now you look at this person. Bro, I can take it down to me being a kid. Like, this is how fucking brainwashed we was, and I can go back to thinking.
Oh, yes. Come on with
I remember seeing things, like, I could see, like, a black guy in a movie, like being like the superhero, and it just felt weird to me that it wasn't a white person. type
Right.
shit. Like just being
Right.
little, just seeing shit like that and being off, like, whoa, it just don't look right. I don't know, it just didn't because you never seen it.
Exactly.
It's like we'll be like, oh, that's some white people shit. It's like it's not. It's just what we just used to seeing type shit. Like
Exactly.
it got so brainwashed where when you come to rock music and I used to love rock music growing up, but I hide it from my family or people come around because I didn't want them to know I listen. They say it's some white people shit. And
Yeah.
when I got older, like I found out black people invented rock music and that shit. I was like, what the fuck? Like all this shit is just, it's just weird, bro. Like it's like I don't know if it's like it's just hidden. It just get whitewashed. That's why I feel like in like probably in the 50 years, bro. Like hip hop is gonna be just it's just gonna be wiped. I feel like it's gonna
Right.
be wiped, bro.
Right.
Not just full of white people, it's just gonna be wiped from like the roots of just the blackness and shit. Just the hood.
And you see,
the hood is the culture. That's
I disagree with that because of just what you see in the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I mean by that is, okay, let's use hip hop because you mentioned that.
Right.
And it's like what I told y'all. I don't know if I told y'all at work, but I know I told you at work.
Right.
It's like people want to be black, but they don't want to wear the
Yeah,
skin color.
it's like everybody want to say nigga, but they don't want to be a nigga. Like that's what it is.
Exactly. And so that's what you see with the style. That's what you see
Mhm.
with the music. That's what you see with the slang.
Yeah.
That's what you see in. Okay, let's say.
Oh, they'll never take the culture of the swag
Right.
of us. I'm
Right.
just talking about the premier artist that's at the top.
Right. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. They will never
Okay,
take
okay,
our
okay,
swag,
okay,
bro.
okay,
Everything's gonna come to black culture.
Right now,
Yeah.
What?
that one of the biggest white niggas out, he be out selling like everybody black besides like Drake and Kendrick fucking Post.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we could talk about how talented he might be or something, but he's not more talented than like to the top 10, black niggas.
Our Trippie Red.
Okay.
Trippie Redd only got a career 'cause he likes it.
Oh,
Right,
facts. And he's
right.
from Canton, Ohio.
He's from Ohio.
Yeah.
Nah,
Hey, we from Canton, bro. That's one of the most dangerous place. That's the dangerous small place ever, bro.
he's more dangerous than Camden.
In New Jersey?
Chicago?
Them niggas them niggas are wild. Them
Damn.
niggas wild over there. What would you?
You know the-
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, my bad, bro.
You don't
We
hear
understood
about
what you were
that.
saying though. About,
Right.
But yeah, but I don't think they'll ever take the swag. Like it's all
Okay.
gonna be black culture. I was just talking about like the mainstream people that's at the top.
And okay, earlier in the car, you were talking about how that's how the universe works, value in, value
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
and what goes around comes around. So the same can be said about those who
Yeah.
took culture
Right.
and took land and riches from people. You ever heard about Australia, right? Okay, the
Like how
Aborigines-
Australia was originally white. It was black
No.
people, but originally for whites. They
They
sent.
came in there.
They
their
took all of. They
riches
killed
and
the
their land.
Tasmanian
look,
people.
I
Just
think
recently.
that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
That they
Just
said-
recently.
Oh, my bad, real quick.
But look at
I'm
Oregon.
saying,
Oregon was for white people.
No, I'm saying I think it was on purpose that they sent, the fucking criminals, because they was like, we gonna have to, because you know how Australia was originally a penal colony.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a place where they were sending criminals. I think they sent criminals on purpose because they was like, all right, these niggas are whacked out. They'll take these niggas easier than like we do,
Right.
and then we'll take over this island type
I
shit.
heard of that.
Like Rikers Island was for free black people that was up east. They take them and put them in Rikers Island. But it was a slave capturing place.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what they put all the slaves at. All the free slaves up east. People had jobs of finding them and then they'll take them into the. Hey, the slave catches up
Yeah,
east, bro.
that's- that was
the
real.
same little star
believe
that
that.
policemen's got right now.
Yeah, that's the devil. That's how policing
Yeah.
started from catching free slaves and shit.
Wow.
Shit crazy.
Yeah, man.
Oh, keep going, bro. It's just
That's
so
how
much
they-
knowledge
that's
you
how
can
they
spit,
feel.
bro.
Oh yes, of course. I love that. Love
Mhm.
that.
But okay, just recently, last year or 2 years ago, the people currently, the light skinned white people and such.
Right.
And it's not that I have such a
The fallen
a
angels.
prejudice. And, I'm gonna get to that. Come on now, come on now. I'm trying to swing it around.
Right,
I'm trying
right.
to swing it around. But okay, so it's not that I have a prejudice in that me myself is racist because
You could have a prejudice because you're not prejudging. You know what they done to us already. You know what I mean? So it ain't no prejudge. You know what I mean? Hey, you feel what I'm
Okay.
saying, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about.
Hey, feel me.
That's
Now
a good
keep
point.
Chase, you good over there, bro?
But look,
I'm just soaking up knowledge because
Yeah.
see, that's the thing.
Sucking it up like a sponge?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Right.
this is the thing. There's people like me. There's people like y'all who are into conspiracy theories and wanting to know everything. And then there's me. I'm like, I'm content with what's around me.
Right.
okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because Even
Nah,
even
I
though,
envy those
but see that's the
people.
thing. Even though things affect a lot of things, it's like me. I'm like until it affects me, I don't really care for it. But I'm only curious if it bugs me, type thing.
Yeah.
Right.
If it, but
But
like,
you know, you be like,
but
"Man,
all
that's
this stuff
fucked
like
up."
this, it's like, yeah, me. I'm like, oh, damn, that's messed up. Well,
Yeah.
let me go about my day.
It
Yeah.
trickles.
It's like
down.
nothing. Like it's like I don't really care for it because it don't really affect me like
Right.
I
that.
totally get that.
Like it's like if I find out about it, it's like, dang, what does this do for me at a point?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's how. I'm like how Chase is, but I still want to know.
Right, I feel you.
But I ain't like if it ain't gonna affect me, then I ain't gonna really.
Only why it affects me because it happened to people that look like me, so it could. That's why it affects me. That's why I have to.
But see,
that's why.
this is the thing. I think about. I think
No.
Okay.
But see, I think about it like
how you
this.
said that,
It
too.
do affect people like me, but then I think of how minuscule I am compared to everything in the world. I'm like, how's it really gonna harm
Yeah,
me?
I know, but look, this is how homemaking hit, bro. Like, look, Sandra Bland happened in my her dying in that's why I grew up. That shit happened in Hempstead, Texas, bro. Like her dying in that jailhouse. No, nigga, in Hempstead, Warren County Jail. Like that shit happened in my town. Like, and like that shit. Then like me being like in like '08, my cousin boyfriend got killed by a cop. They tased him in water. Like just crazy shit like that. Just it was happening around me. It was just hitting home. Like just recently this year, my cousin got shot by a cop. It just the shit just yeah, he good. He's still like yeah. Mm-hmm. But like it's just shit just hits, bro. Like I never trip because it's like it happens it can happen close to you, bro. That's why I never trip. That's why I just want to know because it can happen to me. It can happen to somebody I know. That's why like every time we come out the house, bro, you never know. You can die. It's not promised to you. Only thing promised us is death, nigga. Like only thing we was born with that's promised to us, bro, is death. Like nothing else is promised to you, bro.
Right, your
Nothing else
opposite
is
is gonna
death. That's
come
the only thing
along.
you're gonna get. You're not everything else not promised. So it's like it can happen. That's why like damn, I want to keep my head like I just want to be in the game, bro. Like when I'm at Walmart, nigga, I be thinking about, bro, what if a nigga come in here and shoot this bitch up? Cause that shit happens, bro. That shit
And
happens.
why at a Walmart?
Huh?
Man,
Yeah, it's always at a Walmart.
Yeah.
That's
Movie-
all
I
you
don't feel
hear.
comfortable in the theater no more, bro. Like
Oh,
that shit's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I want to watch a movie and like shit happens. That's when like you never know what's gonna happen.
And even if it is a theater, you trapped in that shit.
Oh shoot.
nah, there's plenty of
Yeah.
ways out of theater.
Bro, I be seeing
There's like 4 exits
no,
in
bro.
the theater room.
Bro, I remember one time me and my girl was at the theater a couple months ago, and it was this white dude just in there with. Bro, I was like, bro, like nigga, I just felt uncomfortable. I didn't
Right.
want to watch the movie no more.
Look, that's because they went to like a really weird movie.
No,
So that's
I'm-
like the aesthetic for the people that go to it.
Oh shoot.
You heard about
Yeah,
Think we're watching Toy
that's
Story.
will be a factor.
Oh, I forgot to bring this up with you. This had nothing to do with this. You heard about the new version of Midsummer they putting out? It's like longer by a few minutes. That shit's rated NC-17.
Oh, they don't fucking.
Hopefully.
That's a version I need to check out.
Fuck that little ugly little chosen one.
It might bump the movie up
Left
some.
face.
They chased it. That was his favorite part when she was pushing that nigga in.
Oh yeah.
Nah, just me seeing that
Oh, my God.
that really nasty looking girl naked was my favorite.
There was definitely some demons in that movie. I'll say that. It was-
No, there was a demon in there. It tempted me to go to that
Fornication.
movie. I didn't enjoy it.
What we was talking about is people that's content and then just
Yeah, because
Right, how does it all trickle down? Right, how does it all relate?
Because me, it's like
yeah.
I don't care until it starts affecting me.
Yeah.
Right.
You get
That's
what I'm
like
saying?
how some people I look at. Some people probably can not care much about like LGBT situations. Let's say it happens to let's say a family member, somebody really close to them, end up being gay, and they getting affected by something. Then they be like, "Damn, this shit is real." You know what I mean? It gotta hit you. But me, I see this shit, and I'm like, bro, that's fucked up. That can happen to somebody I know. That can happen to me. That can happen. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's just how I look at things. And I don't know, I just love to learn things. I think just being around like my grandpa as a kid and him being a Muslim and him having so much knowledge and shit, it just made me open to I guess not all the way open, because I remember he used to be talking a lot of black shit, and me being a kid, you don't really know nothing about racism like that. So I used to be like, what about, I talk about like, what about my friend? He's Mexican or he's white. I bring him. He's
Right.
Like, he's not talking down on him. He just tried to build that self.
Awareness.
I guess the self-love and loving yourself, because like we're like brought up to think that you're ugly because you.
Oh,
you got
yeah,
bigger
yeah.
Lips or something like this. He was just giving me that like self-love and like, love who you are, bro. Because like I don't know, it's just black is beautiful type shit.
Oh
He was
yeah.
just telling me shit like that, because just growing up hearing things about, oh man, you talk well for a black guy,
Right,
Shit
or
like that.
yeah,
or
you look
you're
like
not
a pretty
Yeah,
one.
you're
yeah.
not like the others. And
Yeah,
stuff like
right.
That.
Like,
and you,
what?
as a kid, it's weird, but you kind of take it as not like you think it's a compliment, but when you get older, you're like, bro,
nah.
that's you insult, like, bro, what the fuck?
like
Yeah, my people, bro, me, like, it's just. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a compliment.
Oh yeah.
It's just shit like that, just fucked up.
It's like where the roots. And so back to when Chase said, "How does that affect me?" It goes into to understand what is. You got to understand what was. And so that's why I take a heavy interest into the conspiracy theories and history and so
bro.
forth. And what do you see now? Okay, the main focus is like the whole getting game, right? Is you got to get the girl, got to get the car, establishing your worth by the riches of the system. And you got to go through the system first to get anywhere in life. You see, what governs you is your God.
Yeah.
In a way. 'Cause I mean, let's think about it. Like, okay, what is a God? A creator, right? Like, the source, the provider. Okay, what is that? The system, the people who run it. The Rockefellers, the Burgertons, Secret Society, Skull and Bones.
Bilderbergs.
Okay, yeah, exactly. See, this is why it affects us. This is how it trickles down.
That boy Soros? George Soros?
Why that sound familiar? What do you-
He's like that. He's a rich like them alt-right niggas hate him because he's like they supposedly is bankrolling a lot of the liberal talking heads and shit. I'm not all right, but he definitely do be. He has his hands a lot. He caused like a fucking big ass what is it called when like a bank? He caused a bunch of banks to fail in England because he shorted their system or whatever. Like this nigga, he's definitely like one of the 5 most powerful niggas on earth.
He didn't UK nigga?
No. He from like Hungary. But you've been in conspiracy,
Yeah,
you
I
heard
heard his
about
name
it.
before.
Yeah,
I
no,
heard his name.
he's like in charge of a lot of capital and he has a lot of resources. So people think a nigga with this much money and this much power, they got to be up to some shit.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think he definitely is. Plus, he admitted when he was younger that he was like forced into being a Nazi, and he helped like Nazis like rob Jewish people and shit. And he was like 12, but there's like one time where he said that he liked it or something.
Yeah.
So it's like it's weird. He's a weird dude.
That's kind of why I look at Arnold Schwarzenegger weird, because that nigga dad was like a Nazi soldier or some shit. Like,
I'll be down.
Huh?
Hey,
yeah, he was like he was a Nazi
He was
officer.
definitely created one of them fucking like Argentina testing.
Yeah.
You know Rocky IV, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but
That
Drago.
was Arnold Schwarzenegger, but in real life.
Now, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, boy.
Hey, all I'm saying is, this is one of the crazier conspiracy theories I brought. You shouldn't have said that nigga name, because I'm in my bag now. But I've heard this conspiracy theory a long time ago. It said that he was a sleeper agent from, I think, Austria, or like, that the Eastern Bloc, section of the world, and that he was sent in to like take over our entertainment, because that's how, a lot of people subliminally get their messages through. Like,
Right.
And that he was supposed to do that and then take over a position of power, which we all know he ended up doing because he became, the governor of the biggest state in the United States.
Yeah.
He ended up killing Tukey Williams, somebody that was a bodybuilder that he couldn't have that natural body like, so he murdered him, bro.
Oh,
Jealousy.
what?
Oh, yeah,
The
that
black
always
man.
struck me
That's kind of
It was like
Wait,
30
Arnold murdered him?
Yeah, he was the fucking.
Yeah, he really is the
governor.
Terminator. You feel me?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
he
he
really
already-
is a
And this was after this nigga like completely rebranded. He was like writing books for kids.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
Peace Prize and shit. Like,
Yeah, like that nigga, he completely turned his life around. Mad niggas, even a bunch of white people and like politicians, it was like, don't kill that nigga.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, we still gonna execute him. I think it happened like 2000.
Wow.
2004.
Yeah, I know the Tookie's kids thing. That was the 90s. But yeah.
Wow.
It just sucks, bro.
But yeah, nah, I said it as a joke, but I completely believe that shit.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
when I first read it, the nigga who wrote it, he explained it better than me, and I was like, hey, this nigga did become the biggest star in Hollywood for a while, and he had definitely became the governor of the most powerful state in America, which California is also where the fucking propaganda center Hollywood is.
Yeah.
Like them niggas.
Jews.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What you say about some people who don't want to believe, like people who don't believe that the government would put out messages through the movies or whatever because that's too stupid, or why would they care about movies and shit? Like nigga, we get a lot of our subliminal messages and shit
Ideas.
from movies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like nigga, Rocky IV definitely helped end communism. I don't care what niggas say.
I learned a lot from mafia movies because I feel like
yeah.
when it comes like remember we were bringing up like Jay-Z infiltrating like the NFL. It was like, bro, we don't black people are the only ones that get infiltrated because we try to let everybody in. And I was like, and we make like we don't. You know how in Italian mafia you got to be a full-blooded Italian.
Yes.
Sicilian. You can't be fucking Irish. You ain't finna be made man. I feel
Right.
like us be trying to let everybody in. We get infiltrated. You know what I mean? I feel that's why I learned about them. Like, yo, that's the code.
Gotta
That's
keep
the
it
code
pure.
that need to be branded. But you can get back into your stuff, bro.
Right. So what?
You forgot what you
I'm
was
gonna just. Oh no, I remember. I'm gonna just bring it all back to the question of.
Yeah.
Okay, what is? Where do they get all that from, though? Like I'm talking about the whole supremacy and what people do with power when they get it and such like that. What are the roots of that? And man, from looking around, like right to the ancients and what in the tablets in Egypt and all them. And mind you, that Egypt was very big. It expanded all the way even to California. Because when you look at ancient maps, man, even two documentaries, we got like their measurements of the Earth were very similar to modern day measurements of Earth. They're only
in Mexico and shit.
yeah.
The Grand Canyon. There's like a cave or whatever where they found like it was either Egyptians or like Mesopotamians, but they found like some shit that was it was like some microbes or something
Right.
that they're only in Africa or like whatever, what is it, Middle East, like yeah, they're only in that section of the world, and somehow they got in this cave in the fucking Grand Canyon somehow.
They were travelers. They were traveling. They traveled all through this world.
Like, niggas just bought that shit or
Black people, we was everywhere, nigga.
Oh yeah, so that's why when you read in the textbooks about when the whole Columbus and and they people came by
He had
Hebrew translator.
he had the damn, I can't think of it. I knew. My bad. I don't know why I had it to you, but I used to know this one dude name. But I got all this shit in my phone. But like, he had mad like black people with him, like translated, and they was from like Spain and shit. They spoke.
Woo!
Yeah, he had
man,
Moors
that's gonna
with him.
tell
He
you
had
something.
He had the Moors and shit with him, bro.
Let's go tell you something.
Yeah, man. So
That's why they call it New Zealand. Knew this, knew that, because they knew to this world.
yeah.
Okay, this brings me back to the tablets and the what's on the walls and stuff. Like Aztecs, Mayans, Machu Picchu.
Yeah, this is when he loses me right here.
Okay, look, check it out.
Me right here.
Check it out.
What's it called? The God. There's like I forgot what it. Let me look for it real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Get in your bag.
Come on. So
He loses me right here, B.
they always be having drawings
Who
and
is they?
carvings. The Aztecs, Mayans and such, Egyptians, yeah. And of looking up to the sky and something's coming down, like a being, or that's what they say in the scriptures, what is said in the scriptures of fallen angels, okay? And ever since they started coming down, ever since stories and, it's very, just look around you, man. It's very much documented. Of these fallen angels coming down, they changed human genetics, and that's when you have, all of a sudden, hey, we white people.
Yeah.
They, they from
he
the
think
fallen.
they aliens, bro.
They from the fallen.
He think
And
they
when
from outer
you
space.
wanted to know the appearance of demons and such and like that, I'm not saying the white man is a demon. I'm saying
Yes, you are.
I know, like I'm demonizing, right, the white man, but it's like it's human genes mixed with fallen angel genes, because you gotta keep in mind too, that's where the giants came from too. They're drinking just blood of humans, animals, and such. That's how they came around. They're children of the fallen, and the Anunnaki, which means, from the heavens, people
Yeah.
from the heavens.
But
I will
could
say,
I
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I buy that, but I will say like the story of either angels coming down or like other things in different religions, like in mating with humans.
Right.
That's in like Christianity. I mean, not Christianity. Judaism or whatever you want to call it. The Hebrews.
Right.
There's like I think the Mayans have a story like that.
Oh yeah.
What are they called? The Olmecs, I believe, had a story. It's like how a bunch of different places they have like the what is it? Thing with the ark.
The
They
flood.
have
They all
a
have a
great
flood
flood
story.
theory. Yeah, like
Yeah.
places from fucking Canada, fucking down here, over there. They all have a flood story.
Right.
But yeah, that story, what you're saying about, like, I don't know if what it is. Like, I think you could be right, but I don't know if I'm ready to make that leap. But yeah, they do. Like, it's definitely cultures that have never interacted that have a story about
Exactly,
angels or
man.
something coming from the sky, mating with human women,
Come on.
and making like, you know,
Come
their kid.
on.
But when he, see, the only thing with me when
Like,
I,
you didn't lose me. But
Yeah.
that is when I'm like,
no, he didn't
ah,
lose me. It's just
I'm
the thing
like,
when I be like,
ah,
it just seems a little far fetched.
Yeah.
It's not like
Ooh-wee.
I understand because I heard the stuff, but like
Yeah.
me, not the things that's coming up from the sky, but when I always seen them looking up the sky, I just felt like the sky was like their God. It gave them the rain, the sun. It gave you,
Okay,
it helped
I
them
can
with
see
that.
that.
It growed their food. That's why I looked at the sky as like they God,
Right.
like that they looked up, they helped the sky.
Right.
And when you can look at how they use the sky of like it was something to do with like how everything was connected. What's the Milky Way thing? What's the spoon thing in that? No, the fucking thing in the space.
The Big Dipper?
The Dipper thing. Like, you ever heard that theory about how the pyramids, like from above view, is like the shape of the Dipper, the Big Dipper type thing. Like,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
connected. I don't know, but
I
anyway,
seen
the
that.
sky
I seen
was
that.
like it helped.
Navigate.
It was just, I don't know, bro. It was something else that helped them move the fucking pyramids or some shit. I ain't saying that's true, but I always looked at the sky as just like, they looked at it as like, you know, the God for them. Because,
Right.
you know, the rain, growing
That,
food,
that
and
makes
shit like
sense.
that. That's how I
not
looked
too
at it.
far off, man.
But I
That's
never,
not
but
too
I
far
heard
off.
about, you know, the things coming down. Because you saw the
Yeah.
fucking planes on the fucking Egyptian shit. Like the fucking art. Them drawing
Premonitions.
planes and shit. And like wheels and cars and shit. Y'all saw that shit?
I seen the wheels. I never heard about like
The plane?
Yeah,
Bro, hold on, let me show you that plane.
Yeah, definitely send me like a link to that. I definitely like
That
to
shit-
read up on it.
Yeah,
But
shit. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, no, it's
Come
like
on.
how you know, you tell me these niggas 20,000 years ago created a better math system than we can make right now. Like, you know,
this fucking
yeah,
shit.
fucking zero and like all this niggas
Negative
created algebra and
numbers.
shit.
Imaginary
know
numbers.
math we don't even fucking understand.
Oh, yeah.
That's so
Yeah,
fucked up.
or like how fucking the cement that the Romans used, we don't even know how to make it, but it's stronger than any cement we have. That's why our fucking, you know, floors get fucking broken by like anything, but the fucking
Right.
Colosseum is still like standing after, you know, how some, like
Exactly.
2,000 years or whatever.
Thousands.
Like, yeah, it's things that we lost as time went on, and you could blame the
Yeah,
whites
so
for
they be
that.
thinking it's like time travel and shit. They think they like time travel. Is this
Time
this
travel,
picture
huh?
that always come around right here? Like that helicopter shit.
Yeah, put that in.
That shit's fucking
yeah,
weird,
for
bro.
sure.
That look like
For
fucking
sure.
some Jetsons.
That's some weird shit. So they believe it's like time travel. Cause like, I remember being in high school. I never did much research on it. It's just something I seen. It was a 21st century watch that was over like 3,000 years old in the tomb. A longer, you know, older than that. But it was in the tomb. But it was a 21st
tomb?
century watch. But it was so old.
Which doom?
I don't. It's been so long
Oh,
ago,
okay.
bro. I don't remember. But I just remember reading that, and that
Okay.
what really kind of like. I think it was around like me being like a sophomore or something. But that kind of like stuff like that mostly started sparking like my search for knowledge and different things.
Right.
First, my shit started with time travel, bro, because I was obsessed with this shit. I thought we can probably go back, and I saw that shit because sixth grade, my fucking science teacher told me they found a fucking old 50 cal bullet inside of a dinosaur. So he was saying it's time travel real type shit. I was like,
Do you think it is?
I don't know, bro, because what they say time is cyclical. What they how did it go? Cyclical. Like we can't.
About people who think that like
We can't.
humans don't learn. We just keep doing the same thing
Over and over, and
That's
it's-
why
it can't-
24 hours starts up here and ends up here. That's
Yeah.
why, yeah, I've heard that. I like the theory that life is a cyclical thing. I wanted to know. I forgot I was gonna ask you about this. What do you think about how the Fibonacci sequence is like
Okay.
in so many things in nature? Like,
What's
do you-
that? What's that?
Oh, the Fibonacci sequence. It's this like it's this yeah, it's like this thing. It's like a mathematical thing. It goes around and like forms like a spiral type shit.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been expressed in like flowers, human
In our
faces,
genes.
planets, fucking what's it called, constellations and shit. It's this thing, and humans are where we find it naturally beautiful, even if you don't like a lot of beautiful women and like handsome men, you know, for Chase. A lot of them, they're like a lot of the most beautiful people. They have like the Fibonacci sequence. You can see it in their face when you do like the things. So yeah, it shows up in a lot of natural things that there's no way somebody could have manipulated unless it was somebody who was able to manipulate it. So
Right.
some people, like my mom thinks this after I explained it to her, she thinks the Fibonacci sequence is the signature that like, you know, God, because she's religious, that God like leaves on things he creates. But some people think like that, yeah, it might be a theory of intelligent design because it really is like this like spiral. I'll show you a picture, but yeah, it's expressed in so many things, like things that we can't see. Things are like, yeah, like, you know, like I'm saying, like flowers, trees, animals, and yeah, animals, you know, humans, all this, space, stars, type shit, quasars.
Right.
I don't even know what a quasar is, but
Quasars.
yeah.
Kind of like a laser.
Some of the Egyptians and stuff, their shit was built in that sequence. We don't know if they understood it or maybe their minds were
Yeah,
like
they did.
manipulated to, you know, like. But yeah, that's just it's like a fascinating thing. Like, I actually found out about it because I was listening to Tetsuo on Youth and like Lupe Fiasco said it, and I looked it up and I was like, it was like 4 a.m. and I had like class in it. I was like, holy shit, nigga! I ain't go to school for like 2 days.
Do you got like a obsessive personality when you get onto stuff?
Well,
And
I found that shit at like 4 a.m. and I was up till like 7.
yeah, I do that shit.
Yes, yes.
Oh, you could make music in that, like.
Oh yeah, come on.
Before you get into it,
So
bro,
wait, is it like a
Hold on, I'll send you.
what is it exactly?
I'll send you a picture.
they have a better understanding than I do of it. I heard of it, but I never really just got into it.
Okay, so
I have one more question just about the time travel thing. What rule of time travel do y'all subscribe to?
Oh.
Like,
Talking about like multiverse theory and stuff?
yeah, that or like, do you actually go back? You change the past, you'll change your future type thing. What do you subscribe to?
Okay, that gets to remind me of the phrase that earthly things are a shadow of heavenly things. And as above, so below, you know, value in, value out.
Explain this, please.
Yeah, so what's up?
I said, explain this, please. There's
Right.
Negroes like me that don't know this.
Right. And so that all is going to connect. So when you say that the time travel is a possibility, that actually could be a reflection on how the heavens operate, you know, how it works up there and such. Because it's the stuff, man, like quantum physics, you ever got into that? Yeah, like, man, stuff be happening like instantaneously and exponentially too. And yeah, man, you be having a lot of that. I can just relate that to like intuitive and having like premonitions. Like, okay, if you ever have a dream, right, or like a vision, I'd say, of how the next day is going to be or what's going to happen. Like, let's say 2 hours from now or the next, or sometime in the
So
next
like a
day
deja
or
vu
something.
type thing?
Yeah, something like that,
Something
dude.
happened.
That is like some quantum physics type stuff. You can say you yourself just time traveled right there. You know,
'cause I remember
that's
I used to have
yeah.
these things where like I could walk down. I used to go to my aunt's house, get a cool cut, walk back, and I'd be like, my mom finna pull up right here, and she finna pick me up, and it'll happen. Like I just think it
Right.
just happen.
You see what he's saying with the deja vu thing? Like, if you see something and it happens, then yeah, you could argue, I time traveled, 2 minutes in the future and seen this. I know people think deja vu is like a thing, like, I think deja vu is like a real thing. Like, people think it's just your mind playing tricks on you. I don't know if I subscribe to the time travel theory of it, but have you seen the one where it's like deja vu is a life that you had before did this and you're just remembering what they did or whatever?
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if I subscribe to that one, but I do believe that deja vu isn't just a trick your mind plays. Because there's been times when I've seen like very fucking minute shit. Like, my homie's gonna come in and say, hey bro, blah blah blah, I got a promotion at work or whatever. That happened to me the other day. My roommate told me he had a promotion at work, and I had a dream that he came in and he fucking told me, and the fucking
come
light
on.
was right where it was, and I was sitting on the couch fucking sitting this way, and the TV
Oh
was fucking
man,
on.
come
I was
on.
watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I was like,
This shit happen.
like, yeah, it's like I've
Right.
had it happen to me too many times where it's something like that. There's no way my mind was like, oh yeah, you sitting fucking 34 degrees on this couch, and this nigga gonna come in. But there is also the theory that you kind of move to create it yourself. But I don't know about. I just think that I've had it happen to me where I'm like, nah, this is something. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, but yeah.
Do you feel like there's a way to like get around deja vu?
Nah,
Like,
I
you
think-
could kind of see it, but then you like
I've
avert
tried
it?
it. You can't avert it. You
You can't?
can't. I've tried. I've tried it. You
I'll be
can't.
having this shit happen. Like I can have a conversation with somebody, or like I talked about this before, and then I can be like, "Yo, that was a dream." Or I can dream about. It's just crazy. Like I can have an argument, and I'm like, with my girl, and I'm like, bro, I argued about this, bro. It happened before. It's just the weirdest shit. But I wanted to go back to like when we was talking about like Egyptian shit. Before we get into that, about do y'all feel like just we're so far ahead that the closer you are to something, the more you understand, and like we can never understand because we so far away. Like they was able to do things with a new tool for them that we'll never figure out because we wasn't at that time. It's just like the point of like
we're too advanced.
yeah, like we're so away from it, we'll never understand it.
Göbekli Tepe or whatever that. It's like this ancient civilization that they supposedly, this nigga named Graham Hancock, who he's kind of a hack, low key, but he be talking about some. It's these niggas, they were before Egypt and they was supposedly like even more advanced than them, and then like they shit got destroyed pretty much. So it was like Atlantis but on land. I'll send you a link. It's a cool story, but I don't know if I believe it all, but it's definitely some stuff. Oh yeah, no, like fucking in school, you know, in fucking English class, we all read fucking Homer's Odyssey and shit. When that's a ripoff of the Egyptians who came up with all that shit first.
Right.
And we think of them as like the niggas who wasn't, and we think the Greeks, like they call it Greek mythology, classic mythology. Like, nah, nigga, it's fucking Egyptian mythology. Yeah. And then you can move like 1,000 years, have them take the story, make it less interesting, and then you get Greek mythology. And fucking Romans. Like, these niggas will steal from these niggas who stole from the source. Which I don't even know if Egyptians was the first, but in terms of what we know, like, they came up with they mythology. As a nigga who was like super into mythology, like I used to just get books from that shit all the time in high school. Once I actually did my research on Egyptian mythology, I was like, this shit fucking blows all that Zeus and Poseidon shit out the fucking water, because these niggas have multiple generations of gods and shit, and it's just, but my bad. What was we talking about?
But it's just so much history, like the other shit you was talking about, like, bro, I don't see so many people like discussing the shit. Like, it's so many people that gets deep into the Egyptian shit, like. Just it's so much history behind it, bro. It's just so much shit.
Or even just Africa, because
Africa,
we don't even know anything about, or I mean, I've done some because I follow this one nigga. He's pretty good follow, but yeah, he be talking about the mythologies of the like sub-Saharan African tribes and shit. Like what you told me, like I was laughing at you that day, but when I went and looked it up, it was like when you told me that the Africans, they had the first, what are they, samurais? Because we was talking about that Yasuke movie.
Yeah, they brought up samurais came. That shit came from Africa, nigga. Like the most powerful fucking form of martial arts is they banned the shit is what the shit? Capoeira, nigga.
Oh, yeah,
that's the shit the Haitians used to overthrow France and shit.
Right.
So this what before you was going through that, bro. I had a fucking point, bro, and that fucking just lost me. Fuck! I had a fucking point, bro. It's gone now, bro. Damn, what was you saying? Oh, but anyway, have you ever went, like, before you talking about Asian, but you ever went to, like, the earliest fucking foundation of, like, Christianity, and that shit goes to Ethiopia?
Woo! Come on.
You can go back to Ethiopia to this fucking museum, bro, and it has it has Jesus, right? It's the first fucking picture of Jesus that ever was drawn. And he was black. And he had 7 black disciples behind him.
Even in the Bible,
what does that tell you, y'all?
What's her name?
What's
her name? The
that black people betray
whatever.
each other. That's what that tells me.
You know who I'm talking about? Oh, the Queen of Sheba. That she had Solomon kids. So even in the Bible, it say Jesus is like, it's, you know, a lot of generations, but he's descended from, you know, because he's, Jesus this in the Bible is descended from David. Which Solomon is his son, and he had kids with an African queen. So even if you keep going, even in the Bible, they was like giving you the clue, like, hey, Jesus, he got African in him.
Right.
Like, he not just Jewish or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like his great-great-great-grandmother, she was from here.
The Jews are the Africans.
But yeah, I mean, I want to hear you get in your bag about how, because this is one of my favorite theories. Like, I don't know if I buy it as much, but you know, tell me about how. Tevin believes this too. Tell me how black people are the real Jews.
Okay.
Hold up. You know this nigga you know this nigga flat earther?
Yes.
What?
Man.
What?
Yes.
How?
I don't know if I think the earth is round. I don't think it's flat.
Then what do you think?
I don't know, bro. It's like a rounded square is kind of what I
Okay, come on.
But that's the thing. Like,
Rounded square.
if you think it's flat, then we won't be able to get to one side without. without going to the other side.
Yeah,
You
no,
get
I
what I'm
can't
saying?
follow you on
Right.
that, but yeah,
That's why I feel like, because if it's flat, I feel like if you
It's
try to go
just
to another
straight,
side,
yeah.
it'd go like that, and then it'd be more of a rectangle rather than flat, because you could
Right.
circle around the whole world.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
can.
saying?
Yeah, you can.
I feel like if it was flat,
circle around the whole. All right, so
Okay.
if Earth is flat on like let's go off like this.
it might not be a complete circle, but you could go around
I'm
it.
just saying, like, I don't believe the Earth is flat, but just for the sake of argument.
Okay.
Right.
If you went around the world, you started here. Couldn't you go around the world and come back without having to go like under the world or whatever? you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
You said, wait, if it's flat,
If you was
Without
around
going
the world, would you
under.
just fly around the top part.
Wouldn't there be an edge?
but see, then that's the thing though. Wouldn't gravity and all that be different
I got
from
you.
one part?
Wouldn't
And
there
how's
be
it rotating on an axis and things like
I
that?
don't think the Earth is flat. I
If
think-
the Earth was flat, wouldn't there be an edge?
That's why I was saying like it had to
Yeah,
stop
I
somewhere.
don't think it's flat. You're gonna have to ask him. Why?
What's your theory,
wouldn't there
bro?
be an edge?
Right. So it would have a dome like of, like a
Is it like one of them?
convex type of thing?
What you mean?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be like one of them things on the movies where they stick the people in the dome and they had that perimeter to go in?
The
and stay?
firmament. It's
What
called
is
the
that?
windows of heaven.
Talking about,
You know.
that
Okay. Look. Check it out.
B.O.B. mixtape cover where he had a. I'll look it up. 'Cause I think
Oh, well, they got, yeah, I think I've seen that. But okay, look, this is why what I say windows of heaven. My uncle, he's been on a plane. This is from his personal experience. How when he went up there, getting more altitude and such, it was raining,
Come on,
but
this
yet,
idea,
yeah.
like this is what he means.
So wait, I don't get it. Do you think the
But-
whole Earth is in that? Like one part of the Earth? Or
Right,
like-
and the sun and the moon is a lot closer than we think. It's within that firmament.
So the people that go out of space and they look at it, you think they seeing it from a different viewpoint? Like,
hmm
so you don't.
They still within it because that's why when they try to leave, they be having mishaps or failed rockets and such like that. They be crashing down.
I don't believe
and
you should be up
coming
there.
down. And
That's what my grandpa used to always tell me. He said, if we can't breathe up there, don't be up there. If you don't supposed to be in the water, you don't got gills, don't be in that bitch. He used to tell me, he
Yeah,
said,
I
we
see
on
you.
land. He used to always tell me shit like that. Like,
But back
why
with
we
the
worried
rain.
about it?
and the plane.
Yeah.
So he was above the clouds. When he was under the clouds, it was raining, but he was above the clouds. See, and it was still raining.
Wait, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, but wouldn't there be like clouds above
Above
it?
the clouds?
No.
You just can't see it, but I'm pretty sure
No,
because
they
there's
were-
moisture all throughout the air. We just can't see it. We feel
Okay.
it though. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like he could have went outside and felt it because he was in a plane. The gravity and all that type
Was
of
that
stuff is
argument?
different up there.
Okay. So you're talking about.
Do you believe in science? Are you a
moisture-
big believer in science?
Yeah, I mean, there's pseudoscience out there.
What is pseudoscience?
Science that's made just to prove another man's, research
I'm
wrong.
a science guy. bro.
There's a bunch of people just trying to debunk each other just to
So
be
just
stubborn.
everybody
I
trying to
don't-
one up each other.
Yeah, like that.
It's like the dumb science people be saying, which I don't think this is more a demonization of indigenous cultures, but people who say like don't go to the doctor. People say Dr.
Oh,
Sebi
yes.
was like pseudoscience. Yeah. But even I do want to make that point real quick though. I think that a lot of what's it called? Doctors and stuff saying like that's pseudoscience is more them trying to demonize indigenous cultures and like
Oh yeah.
be like, don't listen to them. Don't get that thing that costs $5. Get this thing that costs $1,000.
So trying to make it a business and all that and profit off.
Yeah, so it's like how
yes.
people shit on holistic medicine for no reason when, like, you shouldn't just listen to holistic medicine. You should probably get like different opinions on things. But like, when I was sick, when I had cancer, my friend he used to give me this tea that his grandma gave him, and it was like African tea, I think, and he would tell me to drink it. And I can't be 100% saying it cured me or anything, but it made me like
Feel better.
feel better. Yeah.
A lot of Africans, like, we was back then, we had, all we had was the things around us, the plants, the herbs and stuff like that. It was, so, like, that's the type of shit work. Like, my Aunt Erica, like, she's still into shit like that, bro. Like, she drinks tea, she do the herbs, she don't even go to the doctor or some shit. It's just they just be on this other type of things, bro. Like, using goddamn some type of, like, mud looking shit.
So you saying
to
everything
heal
on the
them.
earth
Yeah,
is basically
can
like a
heal
cure
you, bro.
for everything?
It's
Right.
a fruit in fucking, I think it's Haiti. it's one of these fruit. We don't have them here, but it helps. I hate when I have so much stuff and I just can't bring out what.
Take your
Well, anyway,
time.
it helps you with some. It's like really, it's a really healthy fruit, and I can't think of it. It's red, but anyways, it's just certain
Dragon
shit. So
fruit?
much shit in the world, bro, that we don't know about that they keep away from us. Just period, bro. Like,
They won't make no money from it.
bro, our medicine not as good as other shit. You know what I mean? Like they give black people different medicine from whites. Ken doctor told him about the shit.
Mm.
It's just crazy, bro. They test different. They've been doing that shit, testing shit on us for years, but they still do it.
In my psychology class last semester, actually, we did we had to do like a multimedia presentation type deal. It had to be like 20 minutes, and we did ours on the I'm sure you know about it, but the Tuskegee study.
Okay, yeah.
The Tuskegee study, and another one they did in in Guatemala. Now I remember in high school when I first learned about that shit made me like sick to my stomach. That was one of the things that I think helped. Like I don't want to call it an awakening, but led me to do more research. When I was like, they lied to these niggas about this. What could they be lying to us about right now?
What's her name? Kristen Alex, the woman they took her sales or whatever, and they fucking made billions of dollars off her sales that was it Chris?
From like
Some
Georgia or something?
yeah, some Alex, right? What?
Yeah. No, I read a book about her in English class in high school.
Yeah, but they
They
used
took
her.
her
Her sales kept, as she died. Her sales kept. Yeah, they kept multiplying. Like they kept.
they
But look, they
So
hid
is there
that
somewhere
from.
that they have that like
Yeah.
hidden or like incubated?
Yeah, they hid it.
No,
They
yeah,
kept
took
her.
it from her without telling her.
Yeah.
And they made a bunch of money off of it. And her like
Family.
her descendants, they're all like poor people still, and they got none of
Sheesh.
that bread. They're trying to get some now. It was Johns Hopkins, I think, where that happened.
They made a movie about it, but about her daughter. But like the crazy thing is, like that little shit. You think she the only black person that can have a person period that can do that shit? No, I'm telling you, they hide so much shit, bro.
I mean, the Tuskegee study, they only found out because
that black girl didn't help them.
it was like a reporter doing some research or something. She just stumbled on it in like the 90s.
Yeah.
So nigga, how many other shits they did that niggas just
Giving us syphilis.
I mean,
Right.
like, bro, between that and the cocaine thing, I don't know if most people if it's true, but you could definitely make a case, and many people have, and I believe it, that the government is, not out to get, but they know that they have this force here, and they want to
what's the word?
they don't want it to be mobilized.
What's the word for that? It's like pre something.
Premeditated?
No, not premeditated. It's a word for it. Like,
It's like when you're trying to take out a threat before it becomes a threat. I know what you're talking about.
I can't. Think of the word.
Oh, shoot.
Not predisposition, predisposed,
It's a
Preemptive strike.
yeah. but
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's that, but it's another word too. That's like a simple word for it.
Mm.
Fucking
Prejudice.
Freeway Ricky Ross used it in his fucking documentary I watched the other day. Well, not the other day. I watched that shit a year ago.
He's trying to be like BMF. That's why he's watching all them documentaries.
Oh no, I watched mad shit, bro. Oh, a lot about cops, man.
How to make it bigger?
No, what? How to make them bigger? No. All right, bro. What's what we gonna talk to him about real quick before we got into flat Earth? Yeah, I know you got a you
Oh,
got
shoot.
class.
Yeah, man. People
You got
gotta
an
go to
8
sleep.
a.m.?
You got a job.
Oh yeah, my girl do.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I don't
It's time
care.
to wrap this up, man.
This-
Now y'all can keep going after I'm gone.
Oh, okay. I thought as a
Y'all
whole.
talk about, some less conspiracy type stuff.
I don't know, but I can go for hours with this shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's
But
why
alright,
we
but-
need to branch something else.
I'm
out.
telling you, bro. Hey, we gotta do the pod.
Yeah, with that
Joseph.
Windows of Heaven thing that I was talking about, back to that though, too. It's just okay when you're going back to that blood story.
What
What's
blood
up, man?
story?
What's up? What you like?
Is that why you were saying sheesh? Chase?
What?
He was like, sheesh.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
They got a whole bunch of knowledge about stuff that's just. Yeah, I seen like the picture of the little spirals or whatever.
Yeah, that's the Fibonacci. It starts. It's like.
Knowledge is never short.
I at least do want to know what that is, though.
What
Not
they-
the type
Okay,
sheesh
so
shit.
yeah, the Fibonacci.
Tuskegee?
It's like this
Yeah.
thing where like it's this spiral where each like zone that's broken off adds up to what's the next one is. So the first one is 2, the next one is 3, and then you get 5, and then what's 3 plus 5 is 8, and then what's 5 plus 8 is 13, and what is 8 plus 13 is 21. What's 13 plus 21 is 34, and that's where it
Okay.
ends. But yeah, so like I was telling Chase about the faces, like in the beauty, like women that we can all agree. I think Marilyn Monroe falls into this. Is like yeah, they face makes up the whole sequence type shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
That's
say-
also found in our cells. When a baby is being made, it's splitting up into that stuff.
There's a picture of like the fetus that
Yeah.
made up the sequence.
Oh yeah, the flower of life
A lot
is
to do
what
with
it's
our
called.
bodies. Got a lot of like our design.
Yes.
It's a lot to do with the world.
God, but it is pretty wild that this shit manages to happen. Like science. did
Look
that.
around,
Yeah.
look around.
It's crazy, bro.
And so look, with that flood story, man, you just gotta analyze it. What all these ancients are talking about, man, on how it came to be. So if there really was, firmament, then how could a mass scale, type of tsunami of the whole earth be possible if it wasn't pouring out of the heavens? And what am I saying? Yeah, the water's above and the water's below. As above, so below, man. There's water up in there. I know that sounds crazy, but look, if you think about how, expressions of the word and spiritual, the realm of the spirit, how that operates through, like I said, through the word, through light and such like that, man. I mean, it would make sense for it to operate and flow through water.
So is it like the ocean flipped, basically? Like water at the top.
Yeah.
So it's like water comes down, but
it's
water
it-
still goes back up.
Like
Okay.
evaporation, just the cycle. you know?
Right.
Precipitation
See.
and all this shit.
Yeah.
It's just
like-
water going back up and down. It rains, evaporates. Rain.
Okay. Yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
As below, what'd you say?
As above, so below.
As above, so below.
That's also in the Kemet.
What's that?
Ancient Kemet.
Yeah, that's the Egyptian stuff like that, and that's also stated plus in the scriptures. Look up that Enoch.
I've
It's
heard
called,
of that. but
It's
I don't know
called
what
the
that
Book
is.
of Enoch, the Apocrypha. That is,
That's one of the books that the
it tells you.
Council of Nicaea, I believe, in 230 something AD.
Okay,
That was one of the books they left out.
come on, brother.
I haven't done my full research on that, but there's a book my dad has about which books were left out of the Bible
Oh,
and
yeah.
why.
Because of the Greeks.
Yeah. And so it's some the book of Enoch's the one, right, where Jesus creates those birds out of the dirt, or is that a different? It might be a different one.
No.
There's a
Wasn't
there's
that-
a
yeah,
book.
I don't know about that
See
one.
that? There's a book that it says it has like some stories of Jesus like doing more otherworldly
more
shit, because in the
miracles?
Bible he
Yeah.
only does like a few miracles. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's some books. There's like, cause yeah, even the Catholic Bible, cause our Bible, or not our, but the Protestant Bible, it has 66 books, 39 in the Old Testament, 27 in the New Testament, I believe.
Got you.
And then the Catholic one even has like 70 something.
Right.
And then if you read all the other ones, there's like a bunch. Like there's like 20, 30 books the Council of Nicaea left out. And, niggas have been asking why, like, ever since. And, yeah, some of them, like, they have some ideas that maybe don't jive with, like, some of the shit that's in there now.
The Vatican knows a lot too, and it's kept. And they keep people in the dark.
Speaking of
in the
religion,
Dark Ages.
y'all know Dunn that works at 4 to 1 with us.
Yeah.
She was a Mormon.
Oh, wow, imagine that.
I was like, yo, that's some weird. Well, she was like in a cult. But her family got out of it when she was 14.
Wow.
Huh?
See, yeah, she seemed way too white. The white girl.
Bro, like, just because you said cult. You seen that one quote? It's like the only difference between a cult and a religion is, like millions of followers.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying religion's bad, but what? Oh yeah, Christianity is definitely cool. Islam is the biggest ones are.
What about, we can talk about the little code of work real quick.
Let's see.
The code of,
What's it called? I know what you're talking about. I watched the video. Oh yeah, we could talk about that real quick. So I've sent them a video I wanted to talk about on here. It was this nigga named Renegade Cut, no free ads, and he was talking about the cult of work created. Like how I wanted to talk about this for a while actually, about how religion in the early days was used. That he who shall not work shall not eat thing, which
Right.
low key taken out of out of context. But anyway, yeah, that was used to push niggas to work. It was talking about how like conservative like rich people they'll like put workers against each other. That way we don't be like, well, the real enemy's a nigga upstairs,
Oh,
not
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was he used an example of this episode of The Simpsons where it's like a hard-working nigga working with Homer, and he gets mad at Homer that he's not getting like not reputations. What's it called? Promotions and shit. When really it's Mr. Burns who's like the nigga holding them both down. And like he was talking about how in the nigga who wrote that episode, he's like he's a libertarian capitalist type nigga. And so he was trying to make it seem like the niggas up there, they're not the bad ones. We should be going after the lazy people. And that is a thing that I've noticed. Like even with my parents, they talk about how like they think the problem with capitalism is lazy people like getting off or whatever, like, you know, being lazy, dragging down the system, when capitalism is inherently an exploitative government. Like the way capitalism works, some people are going to be rich, some people are going to be poor. There's no capitalism where everybody's like doing okay. Like, yeah, for you to, in capitalism, for me to get money, Tevin has to not have money. So for me to have $1 million, he has to have, you know, $0 or whatever the ratio
Somebody
is
leeching.
in the given system. But yeah, no, I want to talk to them because I want to see, like, I've been thinking about this for a while because
That is clearly evident.
yeah, I used to, what happened?
That's clearly evident.
Yeah, no, like,
You just
yeah,
gotta-
like you don't have to believe socialism is the wave or anything. I think that's like there's some form of socialism that I believe could work, but I don't think socialism will ever work because I think humans are inherently a flawed species, and we're inherently, I think, which that might be some self-hate thing maybe, but I think humans are inherently like selfish, and socialism won't work for us because inherently we're gonna want it to be about us when it's harder to like buy into a system type thing.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's what I just want to talk about. Yeah, how like even me, because I was raised for it, it took me a few years for me to be like, wait, no, capitalism, the way it works is keeping a nigga like me from not making any money. So a nigga like, you know, Sam Walton could make $1 billion. He has to be able to pay me like $7 so he can keep all the money I'm making him. But yeah, no, it was talking about, yeah, the code of work. And like, yeah, I want to get your thoughts on like, you know, capitalism as a system. Do you think capitalism as a system, like, can it even work in a way where 90% of the people in the system are not, you know, being exploited? Like, even in capitalism now, it started off, you know, different, but as time has gone on and capitalism has gotten stronger in America,
Right.
the wealth disparity is up. And like, you know, the rich are the top, I think they said the top 0.5%, not even 1% of Americans, they have like 600 times more wealth than the 99.5% under them.
Ooh-wee.
And it's like, but anyway, I've been talking for a minute.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like.
But yeah, no, I wanted them to watch the video because I didn't know, like, did you like get that from it? Or?
I didn't watch the full video. I didn't get to. But what I watched was the part where basically the dude that works hard, he wasn't blaming Mr. Burns because Mr. Burns wasn't really like as present as in the episode, I guess.
How the episode was propaganda that way because they made Mr. Burns seem like
He's not that bad of a
Yeah,
guy,
like,
but really,
he's
he's
not-
the reason why no one's getting the promotion because he's going to be the one promoting, but he wasn't as present as, you know. Yeah, he didn't seem
yeah.
like
So
a
he
present.
was saying
film,
how like the
basically.
nigga who wrote the episode, that was his aim, was to be like, nah, the niggas upstairs, they're not, you know, trying to keep you down. They're just doing their job too, type shit.
But I feel like from the definition of what you got, because I don't really fully understand capitalism or socialism,
Yeah.
but from what you are giving me, in a society of capitalism, it won't work for
Yeah,
90% of
in
people
a
to be
society-
flourishing.
It won't.
In a society of capitalism, there's haves and have-nots, and the way that they get around it for us, like even this, like look at how many like poor people, they believe capitalism is the wave. Like they make it seem like it's not a. They make it seem like it's a problem of the symptom. I mean, of the system, not a symptom of the system. Like, yeah, like what I was saying, they make it seem like the people who don't make it in capitalism are the lazy people and stuff. When really, you could be as hardworking as you want. But if
Exactly.
you're not, you know, if you don't have your way of getting up, you're not going to get up. And most people don't get up. And they'll put, you know, the stories on us like Jeff Bezos and shit. Like, he made it out the mud. Bro, that's one nigga out of 300 million niggas in America where, like, you know, 100-something million people are below the poverty line.
It's all about who you
And-
know, too.
Yeah. And, like, we get into it even more with the minimum wage thing.
Oh, shit.
Like, I was listening to this thing about the minimum wage the other day, and like, I used to be on the place where I was like, if you don't want to be minimum wage, get a better job. But now I'm at the place where I'm like,
Doesn't
that
matter.
doesn't. Yeah, you holding down the niggas down here. But wait, I probably have to go real quick. But I do want to bring up just.
we'll be into the pod.
I just want to bring up the hypocrisy of. I've been thinking about this a lot because my parents are conservatives.
All right.
So, yeah, I just want to say like real quick the hypocrisy of conservative America when it comes to like single women. This is something I was thinking about the other day.
Oh, okay, come on.
So, all right, Chase. So I want to explain something to you. So,
Uh-oh.
conservative people they don't want single mothers on welfare, right?
They do not. Okay.
Yeah, because they don't want nobody on welfare. A lot of them. They don't believe in welfare. They think it's helping out poor people, giving them free money, whatever that means.
Okay.
Even though most people who have welfare means they have like kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
can't
they don't
afford-
want
and they
single
can't
mothers on
afford it.
You said
welfare,
whatever
right?
that means. I like that.
Right?
Say it again.
They don't want single mothers on welfare, right? They don't
All
want
right.
welfare for people. Okay.
All right. No, wait.
So-
So, they don't want welfare in welfare
yeah.
in general.
Yeah. So. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if a teenage girl
Okay.
gets pregnant
All right.
and she's a high school dropout because she got pregnant, she has to take care of the baby.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of job is she gonna be able to get with that job? That baby.
Well, she won't be
Yeah.
able to have a good paying
Yeah,
job because
she's gonna get
she's gonna
a
be
minimum
below
wage.
a certain age.
Yeah.
And plus she doesn't even have her college.
So she's gonna get like
diploma.
she's gonna get like a minimum wage job maybe, except she has
less.
to take care of her kid. So she's on welfare, right?
Yeah.
So if conservative niggas don't want single mothers on welfare, why did they make it so that if a single teenage girl gets pregnant, she can't have an abortion? But so they want you to take care of that baby, but don't get welfare. But if you got an abortion, you could probably keep going in high school and get your diploma. It would lead to less people on welfare. Explain that to me. How does that work? That you want them to have the baby, but you don't want them to be able to take care of the baby. So do they want them to have the baby and like just waste
And these
away?
Are these conservatives like capitalist people?
Capitalism a lot of conservative and capitalism it lines up pretty much.
Okay, so my bad because I'm hearing myself talk too.
Yeah,
But,
no. I just want to say, yeah, like I wanted to bring that up, like, because I was thinking about this in the car when I was watching that video.
Mhm.
I was like, so y'all don't want people on welfare, and a lot of those people come from like broken homes and stuff. But if abortion was legal and stuff, which I'm not even saying I completely agree with abortion, but if it was, you probably have less single mothers who don't make any money and need to be on welfare. But they don't want that either. So it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't
So
make
do
sense.
the
what they want.
conservatives necessarily pay like tax for these welfares?
Yeah, the people that they don't want people on welfare because they think it's free money.
And they feel like these people don't deserve it, quote unquote.
Yeah, they don't think like anybody deserves it.
And are they like kind of having to pay for this since they're
Yeah,
in
because
a higher
they
tax
feel like
bracket
they
and all
pay
that?
taxes, so they're subsidizing these people.
So they feel like even poor people should be on the same level as them for paying for everything.
Yeah, no,
things like that.
see that's what it comes down to is that if he doesn't work, he shouldn't eat. A lot of these people think that if you don't work hard enough to sustain yourself, you don't deserve to live. Pretty much. You know
But
what I
see,
mean?
I don't know. There's things like old money and stuff like that where people are born into wealth, or there's people that
Yeah.
are just born into like very low income houses and things like that. So I feel like that's an unfair.
It is.
That's an unfair judgment.
And
I
we're
guess.
even like people like my parents, for example, feed into it because they're not old money. They like drag themselves up out the dirt, but then they want to look down on the niggas in the dirt and be like,
Like, they need to be
why
working,
you not
or they
working
need
hard?
to.
Yeah, so I think it's like it breaks down like that, and that's how the niggas at the top keep us fighting with each other instead of like, hey nigga, why do you have $1 billion?
It's like when you prop up. When you prop
Well,
up.
I gotta go. So
Yeah, all right, bro.
All
It's
right.
like when you prop up the guy in the neighborhood that made it, and then you was like, "Why you didn't make it?" People have different.
All
You know
right.
what I mean? Hey, we have to. You
Or whenever y'all start that other pie, y'all want
know what I mean?
let the nigga get some.
Of course. All right, bro. But I feel like we fall victim to it too, because I remember I had a friend. He's like, they'll just be like, "Why you sleep, bro? You're not rich," type shit. Like that, like nigga, just because I work a normal job and I'm not rich, that I can't sleep. I don't know.
I feel like this is my thing. Where I tell people, you can sacrifice sleep, but you kind of need sleep because you need to rest your body. Because
yeah.
if not, you just gonna burn out, and then it's like, oh,
once your health go down, how you gonna make that money? How you gonna do
Right.
what you gotta
exactly.
do? I don't know. Damn, how long is the pod?
The pod's hour 30, or hour 40 almost.
Put it in.
Yeah.
Hey, hard. Yeah.
How you like me?
Mhm.
Huh?
Break what?
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
How you like being on the pod, Joseph?
Oh,
Mr.
damn,
Taylor?
guys, this is great, yo. I've never been on something like this. I just mainly treat day-to-day life as a podcast, really.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it'd
Yeah.
be perfect to have the talk and be on podcast. Because, like, we just be at work. When we was at work, he just talk about stuff. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, just
Then y'all don't have the
conversations.
time to talk when y'all
Yeah.
really at work too. You
And
don't
then,
have
like-
the time to go in depth.
And then you just have
Right.
a whole open just space of just to talk and everything on your mind. Yeah.
Basically, like friends get together and like talk about shit that we've been wanting to talk about.
Yeah, just shit on your mind. You
yes.
just get it off. That's why
Or it could be like today, like a learning session.
I think everything you're going to
That's
learn,
what
bro.
I like
Yeah.
learning about like shit.
Different shit, bro.
See, I like having guests on, like not necessarily of a different walk of life, but like,
Different experiences.
like exactly because then it's like, oh, I get to learn something. Because it's less of me talking, but me. Because I like to. Because if I don't know anything, I'm not really gonna speak on it too much. But I like to learn. I like to listen and stuff like that. So
That's why it's like shit he says that I probably heard about, just never researched it. Shit Jorge talk about, never heard of it or never heard of it or something. Just that's why I just like to have, dialogue about different shit.
and then sometimes I feel like this is a better way for me to learn too because it's through friends and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. When you look online and stuff like that, you're not really interested in it because it just sounds so either preachy or just so educational like a teacher. But this, it's
Come
a cool
from somebody you
environment.
know.
Exactly that, and they breaking it down. As soon as I need to ask a question, you can answer it or something like that. You can point me in the direction of where to look to get more answers and things like that.
Right.
So
I think it's a better way of learning too. 'Cause,
It
like,
is.
Oh, okay.
like Trey said, it should be something preachy and shit.
Yeah.
Like if I want to do like it's kind of like school, you know what I mean? If I want to learn math and I know like there's like a classmate that knows what he's doing,
And you cool with them, it
yeah,
feels
I'd rather
better.
learn through him because the teacher they gonna teach it in a textbook way.
Mm-hmm.
So like even though they're fucking human, they're teaching it a way that's through textbook.
But that's how the professors are structured, most of them.
That's what I'm saying. That's why like I'd rather learn through friends. You know what I mean?
I had it, yeah.
How they learn how to do their shit instead of teachers. They get the fucking answers directly from the book. How to do it directly through the book. You know what I mean? I rather learn through people they get their own ways of like learning how to do the problem too. You know?
Yeah, make it easier for somebody else. Like I had a teacher like she knew I didn't like the subject, so she told me, what do you like? And I told her I like to make music. So they had me to she had me to bring music. She incorporated like things I loved into the math
See, that's
to help me out. Yeah. She helped me out a lot, but I was a dick to her, bro. I didn't appreciate Miss Herbert. I'm sorry, Miss Herbert. I should have spoke to you at Dollar General, Brookshire Brothers, where we was a couple years ago, but I didn't. I showed disrespect to you.
She gonna put it in a way that she,
Yeah, to understand it.
Oh, that reminds me too. Moments where you feel that you really should act on something that's in your heart to do. That your body and mind is screaming,
to do it,
or
and you
you're
just
urging you to do it, man. You don't. Oh damn, that mess eats at my soul.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but man,
I think we all have that problem.
yeah, man.
And then you have that what if, and then you also have that the thought of I don't know if y'all believe in multi-universes. Well, you act upon it and it just went off.
See, that's what I believe. That's what I believe in.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things that, like, there's this moment, but there's like a whole million
Alternate
different universes.
universe that it
Why I
happened.
said one little thing different. It's just,
Changed
it
me.
just trickles like that.
But why do you believe that though?
I don't know. I feel like there's a world of possibilities, and I just feel like this could have happened. If this would have happened some way, it had to happen somewhere, just not here. I just feel like I'm one of the possibilities. I'm one of the same people, but I'm one of the possibilities. There's probably like an evil chase somewhere.
Yeah.
Not literally evil, but there was one bad thing that happened in our childhood, and our lives are just totally different. Like, you get what I'm saying?
See, in
Okay.
my mind, the universe is already here. It's like I just think about the situations that would have happened. It's just those thoughts of like, what if I done that? So that is my alternate universe. Like in my mind, like I am the main source.
Right.
My mind goes into those alternate universe. Like, what if happened if I done this?
Right.
And then I think about what's gonna happen when I do this because I know I'm finna do this.
Well, I feel like I'm the middle source.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the middle of everything. Then there's a super good, and there's a super evil type thing.
Nah, I feel
Okay.
like I am. I feel like we're in the middle.
That's why I feel like I'm the person that makes the choices Like I literally make the choices. Like I'm divisive on all my choices type thing. While there's one person that's like, I can't do that because it's not Jesus' way. And there's one person's like, man, I gotta just mess everybody over that comes in my path.
Oh my gosh, sounds like trauma talking.
See, but I was like, I just feel like I'm the main source, but I don't feel like I make them choices, because I don't believe in free will, so I ain't gonna get into that.
You need to listen to that podcast.
Yeah, we did have a free will podcast.
Okay,
But
we
didn't have too much of a discussion about free will that one day, but we can get into it. You know what I mean? But not now.
Right.
Ending of
That reminds me too when you said that, other versions of you. That goes into the phrase, "I am God's information in formation." Because look, why are you gonna have let's say you're omnipotent, right? You're an omnipotent being.
What does that mean?
Like everywhere, everything, infinite.
So basically, God.
The infinite, right? Okay, so an infinite being, right? So then, you wouldn't know yourself because you don't have the opposite of yourself. Exactly. See? That's what gets us to go back and really start being truth seekers and really start asking questions, because we start noticing what's wrong, because and what's not lining up, because it's going against what we already is ingrained in us, because like I said, the truth is within you, so you're taught to lie. So that's what I'm talking about, what's already in you and what you already feel like intuitively wise. But then there also too, like when he says, when Jorge said, we're imperfect beings, that's also true, from the fact that we have desires of how being very lustful, which leads to into homosexuality. It's just people that are hopped up on lust,
Whatever they wanna fuck a fucking dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I just feel like the crazy thing is about that shit, I don't care what niggas do. It don't affect me. That's some shit that doesn't affect me, B. I'm like you with that you fucking another person, you having sex with
as long as you don't touch me.
Yeah, as long okay, yeah. Don't bring that shit around me.
I'm not the type of guy that think every gay guy want to fuck a guy just because it's a guy. It's not like they
I don't think that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as long as you don't, we good. I don't need you to. No.
No, yeah, man. Still, I don't want that type of that spirit around me in general. I'll say hi, bye, man. I'll put you on some game, put you on some knowledge.
What type of game of knowledge you putting them on?
When he was talking about that, where he said we gonna let Joseph say all the problematic things while we just sit back and chill.
Oh shoot!
You didn't hear when he said that?
No.
But that was great. I wish I heard that.
Yeah,
but okay, anyway, so with that phrase that I just said, man, that's it's so you can have different multiple perspectives and such. So that is somebody else with the same mindset as you, when with a similar spirit as you. Yeah, that could be like your alternate universe.
Do you believe in immortality? Just
yes, but not in the way that is marketed, because we have no control of the spirit realm, because why are our days limited?
How do you look at it though?
It's like a call to reawakening, man. Because it's when you die, it's really just like a place of rest. It truly is, until, like it says in the scripture, that when the Revelations comes in Book of Revelations, on the when Yeshua comes back, when Jesus comes back. And I know that's man, that's a bunch of nonsense and whatnot. And man, you just got to look at the ancients, man, because understand what is, you got to understand what was. And that's what lines up with the cultures, the consistency in the ancients, what they talk about.
Yeah, do that. Do you believe that you are we all, or our family, our parents lost dreams or aspirations, things that they had thoughts about, or dreams about? Yeah, because my grandpa used to always tell me, he's very Muslim. He know all that Egyptian shit. He used to tell me, "I'm you me, your brother. That's me, you me. We are the same."
Right.
He used to basically saying, he never explained to me. Then I just started doing research about Christians was talking about being a full man, like, you know, being praising the God, you become immortal, you will live forever type thing.
Right.
And would you go back to Egypt and how they celebrated death and how immortality was you having a kid, you having a brother, and y'all, it's you.
Right.
It lives on through you. You're still a piece of you in this world. So
Right.
it's like, that's your immortal. You gonna live forever. You will never go anywhere because
Exactly. Your
you
spirit.
still have that spirit, your peace. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
body part, a part of you. So that's your immortal. It's just life. It still keeps going.
Right.
So that was immortal to them.
Ooh.
So I was
see
like,
you.
yeah. So I never understood that till like
Mm.
I just started realizing, like, yo, my grandpa used to always tell me, I am you. Like, I'm not going nowhere. Like, you a piece of me. Like, I know what you. He used to know. Like, I don't know. It was just weird, bro. Like, he just was on a whole nother
Right.
level.
Check
of,
this
like,
guy
thought,
out,
bro.
Greg Braden. You ever
Greg?
heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Anyone?
Nah.
Yeah, he talks about, he worked with the Heart Math Institute, and he spoke about the power of the heart, and you know how it affects on your genes and how that would change it on a cellular level. You know, the same goes with, you know, passing on your parents' characteristics and their way of life, their way of thinking, aspirations, such like that. To the point, yeah, it really does. Like, just like, let's take an example. Let's say if you didn't believe that, right? Let's just look at day to day, right? Stress. It does change you on a cellular level, man. You know, your mindset, the belief, even, man, to where you can unlock like super strength depending on the super situation.
Yeah, like how
you know,
that woman like fucking lifted a car to get up.
yeah,
It just-
man, that stuff really plays an effect, man. The emotions, man, and the word, those beliefs, and with the heart going into it all, it mixed in with the brain waves, neurological messages, and such.
Neuroscience.
Yeah, man,
Hey,
that mess.
Hey.
It's powerful, man.
hey, y'all want to
But
get it
yeah,
on this?
In the immortality thing, yeah, we are immortal, but we can have a second death if we don't make this life right.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
because it could get stopped, your whole gene pool.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's true.
All right. Everybody got any closing notes? Anybody got any closing notes?
I just think we
Closing
just need a
notes.
famous Joseph quote before we dip, man.
Yeah,
What's the quote?
we
What's
need
the
a
quote of
Joseph
the
quote.
night, Joseph?
What's the quote? We don't see you at work no
Yeah,
more,
so we
man.
ain't
so
got that many
we ain't
quotes.
got that quotes.
You got a
that's
quote
true.
on
We
you?
need the
Just-
quotes.
Yeah, you're right, yo. You're right. I mean, I want to have end it off with something related to this, you know.
No, man, you could just someone might be listening to this at night, they might be like, this is what I need to live by tomorrow.
Got you, man. I'd say
What's on your mind right now, man? Give me a quote.
lately it's been about, you know, what understanding truly should be in. You know, I've been thinking a lot about that, you know, operating. You know, we spoke about trauma and such like that. So a lot, my trauma mainly came from family members real close to me, because people close to you will hurt you the most. I said that to both of you.
Yeah, they just feel like, I don't know, it's sick. It's sick.
Right,
bro. It's
right.
sick.
And so I'd say, you know, base, you know, the opposition in your life on identifying, you know, where it's challenging you to either aspire to be or stand firm in, through understanding, you know, through like a balanced way of looking at it, where you're considering both sides.
The balance.
Right. Seek the balance, man.
And keep the balance.
Yeah, and keep the balance.
Nah, I got. Let me make two announcements. Light Bright podcast. Look it up. Sports podcast featuring the boy Ruby Kane and What's Versace, and we got the 5-minute podcast featuring the boy What's Versace solo. I think that's about it, guys. I got one more question for you, Joseph, before we end this up. Is your shirt tucked in?
Right now, bro.
Are you tucked in?
And yo, man, I'm wearing socks and sandals, so you know I don't got no undershirt, man.
Oh, okay, we're ending it right there.
Hit it, bro. Bro, we was